Freddy Krueger, the Grinch, Santa Claus, all
Did I win the tickets?
I won the tickets.
I don't know if you guys ever saw the bad movie Sea of Love with Al Pacino, Ellen Barkin, and John Goodman. It's from like 87, 88, but they set up a sting where everybody's posing as they invite a bunch of guys that have warrants out to bring their kids to meet New York Yankees. So when they all show up, they arrest them.
And the poor kids are just left there watching it in horror.
It worked, though.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
A hilarious new Jackass 5 popcorn bucket inspired by Wee Man has been unveiled ahead of the theatrical release of the franchise's final installment. Now, straying from the trend of reasonably sized collectibles, they've introduced a life-size bucket inspired by the longtime member of the Jackass crew. Now, ahead of Jackass Best and Last release later this month, filmmakers introduced the Wee Man popcorn bucket. The movie's official Instagram page announced it in a short clip. Video reveals the design by repeatedly cutting back and forth between Wee Man and the collectible, highlighting its size. Bucket size, 48.5 inches tall. It is modeled after Wee Man in a black T-shirt featuring Jackass logo and blue jeans.
So that's 4.5 feet tall?
That's a lot of popcorn. Is it only popcorn in the head? Is that the only place that, or does it go full body?
I would assume so, but there's only going to be one of these in existence, and it's going to be a sweepstakes giveaway from Cinemark.
Wow. I hope Wee Man got paid well.
Will you register for it, Tyler?
No, because we don't have any Cinemark theaters near us.
Okay.
Been to a Cinemark theater once. It was in Orlando at City Walk.
Is that a good theater?
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Okay.
That is all I've got.
Yeah. By the way, for the State Farm theme, Barry Manilow got paid $500 to do that.
All?
Yeah.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. He came up with that. Boy, he was
$500.
creative on that stuff. That's
$500.
That's nothing.
He underpaid that.
Yeah.
He must have had a lot of writer's block because it would seem like, I mean, to do a jingle that's going to hang around forever, that's very difficult. But
seems like he should get paid more than that.
Yeah.
He should have got paid on the back end of that.
Literally still using it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, that's the show today. Back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. A ton of stuff to go check out, including the next reel, where another great episode includes headlines about...
Lance and I talk about movies that the critics absolutely love, but just didn't land with us, movies we think are overrated, or movies we just outright hate.
Yeah, great list. Always a good way to go and find something new to watch or things to avoid when you watch the next reel. The Last Call with Mick and Jake as they continue the celebrity golf tour. Reggie Smith, Dodger great, also Al from Home Improvement and others, and the great Last Call there. And the OG Kickoff is rolling along. A new live Conor O'Gara show comes your way Friday at 8 a.m. Brownie will be on with Conor this Friday at 8 a.m., and you'll get a chance to catch that live. Everything's for you at our Next Round page on YouTube. And don't forget TNR clips as well. Tyler can tell you more about that. Just hit him up. He loves to talk to you. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Tom Luginbill joins the show coming up in the next segment 2 here in hour 1. You can always catch us on replay on Spotify, always on TNR Clips, some great clips from the show. That's a separate YouTube channel. But like and subscribe as you join us here on our YouTube channel this morning, our audio app up and rolling, and everything else for you on all of our platforms. Thanks for being with us, LTD&B, the guys behind the big glass there. We will get to Kalen DeBoer. What has surprised him the most since he's been at Alabama? A question he got in Mobile earlier this week from our friends at WKRG. We'll get to Alex Golesh, who was at the same event, talking about Auburn's recruiting going on. Lane Kiffin promises a national championship. You'll hear that on the show before we get done. We'll talk to Luginbill about a bunch of stuff as well in college football. We're 72 days away in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff. 72 days, and your game day tradition is back at Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa every day. You don't have to wait for that. Also, our Lakeview location as well. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. Innisfree countdown to kickoff, 72 days. One thing's, I love supporting the local pubs like Innisfree, right? They are the fabric of America, and the best part about that, you can go in, you get your ice-cold Bud Light, sit back, and you can discuss college football and debate things. And after watching our thread yesterday about Brooks's work on a graphic yesterday, we bring this up first here. The top 50 non-quarterbacks since 2000, getting a lot of play on our social media platform at Next Round Live, on all the platforms here. You guys saw the list, and Brooks worked hard on this yesterday. Brooks, criteria or anything before we start doing what you do to list?
So I used kind of a mix of criteria of, some postseason awards. Heisman, the first 2 are Heisman Trophy winners. Mark Ingram is in the top 10 as a Heisman Trophy winner. So,
yeah,
Lance is not like that one. I do not think.
Yeah. So that some overall raw talent. Like you'll see, I had Kyle Pitts 14th on the list. I think he was a freak of nature. I think he's one of the most overall raw talented guys from a skilled player position in the
I hear you say I a lot, and
well, this was his list.
I specify that. The tweet you sent out, you said we.
Yeah, maybe I should change the caption.
Maybe. Yeah. I want you to take the bullets for this.
But that is perfectly fine.
For future reference, I'll just tag myself. I think I was trying to get it posted yesterday.
I would suggest Brooks puts together a list for us here at the Next Round for us to discuss, because it is wonderful content. Did you ever see Percy Harvin play?
Oh, wow.
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, I was in high school when Percy Harvin was
number
playing.
12, Dunaway.
No, he's 12.
Yeah.
You talk freaks of nature. Percy Harvin's probably the only guy I ever saw play college football where I was worried every time he touched the football. I don't care if it was going backwards behind the line of scrimmage or what.
Yeah, I think Percy
McFadden was close.
I mean, he's close. I think Percy deserves to be in the top 10. Like, I didn't have a problem with the majority of his top 10. And look, I'm not taking shots, Brooks. It is obvious you're an Alabama fan.
It's only 16 of 50, and I will defend Brooks on this. I'll use Nick Saban's hands here, but I will defend Brooks on this. 2000 to right now, the greatest dynasty in college football history existed in that period of time.
It's going to be hard.
Only 16 of 50.
Yeah, it's going to be hard not to be heavy Alabama. No,
hey, look,
I would agree with that.
Again, this is all very subjective, and I know there's going to be fan bases that are probably going to be upset with this. I would just say,
Cadillac Williams at 49 would jump out quickly.
And I think Cadillac was a better college running back than Mark Ingram. I know that's hard to say because Ingram won a national championship and he won a Heisman Trophy, but I'm just talking about the talent surrounding. I thought Todd Gurley was a better college running back than Mark Ingram. But, again, it's subjective. These lists are really difficult to do, and especially when you're doing 50 of these guys.
They are. I would personally say I thought Patrick Peterson was better than Tyrann Mathieu. The Honey Badger had a better marketing campaign, but I thought Peterson was a better DB than Mathieu was.
I would not disagree. I probably would say Patrick Peterson was the better DB, but when you think about the impact of Matthew and his ability to flip the field on returns and stuff. I remember being at that, SEC championship game against Georgia, and they were struggling for a minute, and he took a punt. He might have taken it to the house. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
but
I think he did.
He was just a difference maker.
For those on the audio platform, you can see these lists in living color right there at Next Round Live on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all over, and we love your comments there. Number 1 on the list is Derrick Henry, a freak of nature. He, to me, in this period of time, is what Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker were of my childhood. It's hard not to have Derrick Henry number 1.
Yeah, I mean,
I would agree.
Yeah, I think 1 through 4 are really, really good.
I think Henry is one of those guys you referenced with Percy Harvin, and I would myself include Darren McFadden in that group of guys that anytime they had the ball in their hands, I think the opponents thought this could go the distance.
Yeah.
Banda is about to play.
Henry just didn't, I'm not saying he couldn't do it. They just didn't, he wasn't running the Wildcat. He wasn't catching passes as much. I mean, they just simply could hand it off, and
Jake,
he could run it out.
Coker turned around and gave it to him, and everything else was in.
I mean,
McFadden and Percy Harvin could do anything.
Could do anything, but I would say if you had Derrick Henry, look, the offensive line was a problem too. I was going to say if you had Derrick Henry on this past Alabama team, they could have won the national championship.
But he would get 3 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, we saw Barry Sanders with shitty offensive lines be able to run the football. So, I mean, Derrick Henry was that big of a difference maker. But, number 2 on here is the most dominant wide receiver I have ever seen in one college football season. So I got no problem with Devontae being number 2.
That season was on his way to being the second best wide receiver on that team until there was an injury, right?
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I mean, look, I said going into the season, I had Jalen Waddle winning the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
But I think Devontae, I don't know how Waddle could have been better than that.
Yeah, it couldn't have been better. No,
it was a heck of a 1-2 punch, but I don't think Waddle was going to be the better of the 2 receivers.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that was the football gods, by the way, saying, "Look, this ain't fair."
Yeah, if Waddle doesn't go down, I don't know that Smith wins the Heisman. It's probably Mac Jones.
Probably Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones probably wins it.
On the greatest team ever assembled, 2020 Alabama. You go back and factually check that out. I know Brooks would agree with it just by looking at the list.
One thing I did want to point out, too, was as a guy who played tight end and defensive line when I was growing up, I really tried hard to start including some defensive and offensive linemen in this because I don't feel like, feel like it'd be really easy for people to start putting this together, and then you just got a bunch of skilled guys on there. And,
no, I agree.
So you tried hard, and how many offensive linemen?
Yeah, I'm looking here.
Wow. I think I wound up with
the most decorated offensive lineman ever is where, 30-something?
In the 30s, but I wound up with probably 4 or 5 offensive linemen, several defensive linemen on there as well.
Yeah.
Holy shit, as soon as you say that, I can't even find an offensive
Well,
lineman.
it's 37.
They're on the second page. And there's some in the...
I wanted to give a lot of respect to the offensive lineman, and the first one's number 37.
All due respect to Andre Smith at 46. I don't think he, as an Alabama guy, I don't think he belongs in the top 50.
Man, he was really good at college. I mean, this is all college, right?
We're talking about top 50 since 2000, a quarter of a century of offensive linemen in the SEC.
Yeah. Brooks, do you regret this yet?
No, I don't regret it.
All right.
The same thing Jim said a couple of weeks ago. Make your own damn list. I don't like it. So.
Well, apparently I did. It said we.
Are we getting grouped in this?
Well, probably.
I don't know.
No,
I'm fine with it.
If you
no
click on the
blowback.
link, it's sourced by me as the author.
That's right.
So.
Hey,
I've seen no blowback.
I mean,
I just
don't care.
assumed when it said we and had the next round logo and it had
right.
Alabama players 1 and 2, they just assumed I did it.
Let me just ask you this, Lance. If Kim Kardashian does something stupid, don't people just say, the Kardashians?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So we're the Kardashians, basically.
Yeah. Well, we'd love for you to go check it out yourself and comment. And as I said, go ahead and do your own list and show us where you have it. And if you're an Auburn fan, you want to go 16 Auburn players on there, good luck. You need to go back closer to 2000 than you have the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, I think he did a really good job of capturing the top 50 guys. I don't think there's any doubt. And again, it's very subjective on where you want to stagger these things. So
Marcus Spears is the only one I missed. Someone put that in the comments. I definitely feel like maybe should have had him in the top 50.
I remember Marcus being a really good player. I don't know that. I mean, he's not better than.
Or maybe at least I left him off honorable mention entirely. So maybe I should have.
So you did. I didn't see honorable mentions.
It's in the story. I'll pull it up for you.
Yeah, Mike Evans at 43.
Yeah,
that's too low.
He's had a fantastic NFL career, but I think all the receivers above him had better college careers.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's team oriented as far as how good your team is. It gets some recognitions and trophies and things like that. But Mike Evans was the other end of all those Johnny Manziel passes.
I'll tell you, it was fun, though,
It
like seeing names like Sean Andrews and John
I
Henderson.
was just looking at Sean Andrews. You remember when he played in front of McFadden and Felix Jones, and they would just line up and run it and run it and run it behind Sean. Houston Nutt, say what you want about Houston Nutt. When he found a weakness against the run, buddy, he would just go keep running until you
what
stopped
did
it.
Sean Andrews play? Like, didn't he play at like 360?
Oh, yeah, he was a big guy.
An insane amount of weight that he was carrying, and he very, very athletic.
Yeah. Now, as I look at the years, it wasn't McFadden that was behind him, so now I got to remember the running back that was behind Sean Andrews.
I'm trying to remember. He led the
Alex
SEC.
Collins? Was
no,
that
no, Alex Collins would have been 20 in the 2010s.
Yeah, it's irrelevant, but they used to run the
Cedric Cobb?
Yep, that's who it was.
Was it Cedric
number,
Cobb?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
number 4. That's who I was trying to remember his name. But, yeah.
So a great list. You can go and comment there at Next Round Live at Next Round Live and let us know where we messed up there. And let us know.
Jim's not going to forgive me about
where we
that.
could be.
so.
No, I have no problem with it.
I can change the caption on everywhere but Twitter at this point. So
No. I'm only joking. Yeah, that's what guys do. We joke.
He's only joking unless you can change it.
No.
He's only joking, but he's brought it up 4 times.
No. I get more touchy, like, Jim just joking about throwing a brick through Kalen DeBoer's window, but that makes it onto the feed, and I do get comments about that.
Oh wow! Did you get a phone call from Tuscaloosa, Jim?
It just those kind of things. It comes out of context sometimes in a 3-hour show when you're making a joke.
Yeah, you weren't back here seeing Forrester do AI image of you throwing a brick through a TV.
But no, hey, there's somebody seriously.
Oh, I mean,
took that?
just fans.
Oh, okay.
Just fans.
So it's just fans.
The show today being brought to you, including our U.S. Open leaderboards, by our friends at Hoover Toyota. You'll hear Hoover Toyota several times throughout the show because they're giving us the leaderboard right now where UAB Strong, UAB, that's a school in Birmingham, Alabama, if you're watching us around the country. Basically, they're the Birmingham Blazers, but they're part of the Alabama system, so they carry the moniker UAB, and they have a golfer right now on top of the leaderboard at the U.S. Open, Brown.
They do. It is Graham McDowell, former U.S. Open champion, won it at Pebble Beach many moons ago. But he's back in the lead through 3 holes at 2 under par. James Nicholas, not even spelled the same way, so no relation. Brandon Wu, Jimmy Stanger, Christoph Regden, Sam Burns, SEC Power, and Andrew Novak, all at 1 under par. Those guys are all under par, and those are your leaders right now at the U.S. Open at Shunnarah. Delayed this morning, by the way, due to fog. So they are already running behind schedule, so may not finish the day today.
I will say Burns is the only guy up there right now that makes the cut.
I would agree. He's probably the one guy that's
So I've got a
shot at
2-team
winning.
parlay on Graham McDowell and Troy. Troy to win the World Series, Graham McDowell to win the U.S. Open. What do you think that would have been?
The Alabama parlay.
You could buy all of Cabo Verde if you win that one. All right, to football now.
Well, it's always brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota.
Right.
Yeah, if you're in the market for a car, truck, SUV, new or used, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they can hook you up there. They have been perfecting the art of customer service for 2 decades now with that red carpet. They want to make sure they're going to roll it out for you to keep you as a customer for life. From the service and parts department to the on-site finance department, get in, see Kim, Harold, Scott, all the fine folks conveniently located Highway 150 right there in Hoover. Tell them the Next Round sent you. To view the inventory and the on-site finance options, go to hoovertoyota.com.
You'll get a couple of things from local TV sports departments, which are shrinking very fast around the country today on the show. But support local. It's like local pubs like Innisfree. Support local. Support your local TV stations. If they go away, who's going to hold local politicians and businesses to a higher standard? So support local, and that includes sports departments as well. We'll do that a couple of times on the show today. WKRG, the CBS affiliate down in the Mobile area, Mobile, Pensacola. They had a chance at the Mobile Sports Hall of Fame the other night to talk to both Kalen DeBoer and Alex Golesh. You can see more from WKRG, not only on this, but a daily sports show. Southeast Sports Plus is the name of the show. It's on the free WKRG Plus app, so you can check out their sports team, Southeast Sports Plus, on the free WKRG Plus app every day. They asked Kalen DeBoer this question: what surprised him the most since he's been at Alabama? Here's the Alabama coach's answer.
What's been the most surprising thing that, you've seen or noticed? Anything you didn't expect that now after being there for a little bit, anything surprising?
I mean, the passion isn't surprising to me because you knew about it, and you felt it all the way across the country. Throughout many years, that's the expectations and all that. So, that's what I came here for. That's what I signed up for, and so I think that's what a lot of people expect to be the surprise. But that's what was exciting about coming here. It's just it's probably the biggest surprise is how many people outside the state, wherever you go, the following, and it's Roll Tide everywhere. And so that's enjoyable. It's a great part of my job. It's fun seeing all the people from coast to coast, that love the Crimson.
That's Kalen DeBoer on what has surprised him or not surprised him about this job. We don't have Gary Harris's conversation, WVUA, over in Tuscaloosa, but he asked Kalen DeBoer about the NIL situation for Alabama. And the perception, if I ask you guys the perception of Alabama's NIL right now, what is it in your opinion?
Well, I don't think our friend Clay Travis is helping at all. I saw he sent something out that Alabama, based on the recruiting rankings right now, this is showing they don't have the NIL to compete with the top of the SEC. I do think there's some people out.
We should all point out to Clay that I've said this 18 times, they're going to have a very small class, so they're going to finish low in the rankings.
Yeah, well, he did point out, look, I think they'll bounce back, but his point was that he doesn't think that they've got the money to compete. I've heard that from even people inside of the program. So I do think it's going to be somewhat of a battle. I think they'll figure it out. I think football is way too important.
I think I've always felt this way, that Texas A&M are on a higher plane in the SEC, and then there's a bunch of schools that are right there together. Now, I'll reference back to a comment I made after Alabama got knocked out of the College World Series, and I described it as someone who's intimate with the business side of the SEC, was talking about how low-resourced Alabama's baseball program was in comparison to the other teams in the conference. And he said one of the reasons was that football got a really big push in this cycle, which this is someone from within the SEC world telling me that football got probably pushed a little bit more than they've normally been getting. So I think whatever it is, it's probably higher right now than it has been over the last few years.
I'm always told, and I've always said the same thing, Texas A&M, they're monopoly,
cut above,
monopoly money. And then there's a lot of teams that are grouped 3 to 10 in the SEC, and Alabama falls there, Auburn falls there. I'm always told that if they've got this much money and they need to bump up to get a player, if they really want to get that player, they can go get the money to get that.
Yeah, that's what they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Now, again, they're not going to be able to compete with the top two, but I think that they're right there with Florida, Georgia, LSU.
So WVUA's Gary Harris asked Kalen DeBoer point blank. You can see this on Gary's social media and WVUA. But here he's, the NIL situation. Set the record straight for the people that are talking about Alabama's NIL. Here's Kalen DeBoer. He says, quote, "I think we're very competitive, and that's what I asked for. When we're able to be competitive, I think what our staff brings, what this program has, and what we have for our players, the amount of investment that we put into each scholarship guy that's on this football team, I just don't know what other program that can give you what we give our guys. We've got to continue to grow, but there's no question success in place here. When they can be competitive, they don't, and I hear this all the time, Alabama landed this 5-star guy or this 4-star guy. Remember, Alabama had 3 5-star guys in last year's recruiting class, or this 4-star guy. Oftentimes, it's not the biggest check on the table. Oftentimes, it's a competitive check, and then they make a choice to go there because of the relationship with the coaching staff, but also the training facilities, the sports medicine facilities, the things that current NFL athletes from Alabama come back and work out there and use the treatment facilities and everything they have in place over there to a lot of them that were put in when Nick Saban were there to continue to help you be better at your craft. So it sounds like it's where he wants it to be. Now, he does add on at the end. But if there's anybody else that wants to be part of this, come on.
There's always a need for more.
We'll take more money, obviously. Are you concerned about Alabama's NIL situation where they are as we move to this new era, however long this wild, unrestricted period of college football lasts?
I know it's ever changing, but we are in year 5 now of NIL. And because you saw the improvement from year 1 to year 2 under Kalen DeBoer, I'd like to hold and see what happens this year. Because I do think they've got a favorable schedule, but if they were to drop to 8-4 or 9-3 and completely miss the college football playoff again, by the way, I was looking at these updated odds. Alabama is an underdog to get to the college football playoff. They've got a 40% chance of getting there according to Las Vegas. They're plus 150 to get there in a 12-team playoff, which is kind of crazy. But if they fall back in 2 or 3 years, he's missed the college football playoff, I'm going to say it's an NIL problem because I know Kalen DeBoer is a really good coach.
Yeah, and I was asked yesterday on the golf course, the putting green before we teed off, by the starter, do you think Alabama will be good this year? And I said what I've said on the show a couple of times. I think this roster, maturity-wise, very young, will be better in 2027 than it is in 2026. Whatever you get this year is gravy. And he says, if they don't make the playoffs this year, DeBoer's gone. And I was like, that's not true. And he said, what do you mean? If they miss the playoffs? And I said, well, first off, I don't know if you noticed, they just signed him to a really big new contract. And buying that out and paying him off is – now he could leave and go to Michigan or USC or Notre Dame if any of those open up. But I don't see a firing coming in Kalen DeBoer's immediate future. So – buckle up, Buttercup. If they're 9-3 and miss the playoffs, you're gonna keep Kalen DeBoer.
Did we see at this point last year James Franklin getting fired in season? Like, I don't think it would ever happen.
Yeah,
but he
was coming off a new contract too.
He was coming off a new contract, and he had gotten to the semifinals, so further than Kalen DeBoer had gotten. So, I don't think it would happen by any means, but hell, you never know.
From the chat, Lamb, I believer. Echoing a little bit of what you've said here, I'm not concerned about football NIL. If there's one thing people in Alabama are going to do, they're going to make sure Alabama's going to get good football players. I'm more worried about basketball NIL. I mean, that's the life of a non-Texas, Texas A&M, Ohio State, one of the schools that can't just apparently print all the money they want. You're always going to and boy, you think Greg Burns stays up at night thinking about stuff like this and John Cohen down at Auburn?
I would tell you basketball is healthy. There are some basketball boosters. Alabama boosters that give to football, but they make basketball a priority. So basketball's in a good place. But I think I tweeted this after the end of the academic year with what baseball did. Hats off to the coaches, because I think every coaching staff in Tuscaloosa is doing it in a way that is not just we've got the most money. They're having to make choices, and you have to make good choices. You pay for this, the quality of player. Is this player going to be good enough to make you win? And so far, so good.
Yeah, I think we probably in state have 1.5 million to 2 million Alabama fans, and I would say 80% to 90%, well, probably 90+%, if they had to choose to put money in a bucket for basketball or football, would definitely go football, though.
I will tell you this, though. One of the challenges you face, I'll reference back to a soundbite we used yesterday with Bo Jackson and Shaquille O'Neal. After listening to that soundbite, if LSU went to Shaquille O'Neal for an NIL donation, you think they'd get one?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think he's still doing it.
Well, he said how much he hated it. Yeah. If Auburn went to Bo Jackson, and you've heard Charles talk about it, Charles has point blank said, I ain't doing it.
I bet Bo hadn't given, maybe to the athletic program.
Right.
But to NIL, based on those comments, he's completely against it.
And Shaq sounded that way, too. I hate it, Bo. Yeah. I don't
A lot of boosters hate it.
They still do it, and boosters are a little bit different than players because a lot of former players are coming from the aspect of, I didn't get this when I was in school, and we found a way to make ends meet. So I just don't know that a lot of times those players that go on to make it big are the vein you can tap.
Quickly to Alex Golesh before we get to Tom Luginbill, the show being brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, stormrestorationroofing.com. Greg from Pell City. Stormy day here and tomorrow in central Alabama where we are, and that's where Greg is as well, right here in central Alabama. So you may get a thunderstorm or windstorm today, and if that happens, then call Greg. He'll help walk you through the process. Even before you call your insurance provider, a quick text or call to Greg, he can help walk you through the process on how you need to file it really quick, call really quick, and secure it and what you need to say. But he'll give you a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. If you think your roof is outdated, he'll let you know if you got life left in your roof. He's got a soft wash program to make that roof look even better. And then he does storm damage repairs. He does roof replacements. He does it all A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, stormrestorationroofing.com. As Brooks has shown you in a graphic that we've been keeping up with since the recruiting season heated up, Auburn's moved from 88th in the country to top 10 in the country. They moved from 16 in the SEC to number 4 in the SEC. Recruiting has been very good. Auburn's Alex Golesh had a chance to talk about the hot recruiting with WKRG and the folks down in Mobile this week.
I think it's been such a interesting experience in the sense that you get here in late November, early December, and you really feel like you're behind in a lot of ways. Most of these guys at this caliber are getting recruited for the last 2 years, so you're playing catch up. I feel like every young man I met with, every family I met with, you're telling the Auburn story. You're not rebuilding a brand, but rebuilding an identity of a football program with every single kid one at a time. And so it's been fascinating. It's been interesting, but it's also, as we've started to kind of get some momentum, it's gone really, really well. And the emphasis is always going to be the state, but this region's been really good to us. And then we've got some ties, all over the country where in this first class, especially where you're going to go and you're going to attack where you have relationships. And we've made up a lot of ground. I know we've worked extremely hard at it. So now you need proof of concept this fall because signing day is 6 months away.
You are essentially rebuilding a brand. And, it's interesting because I think every coach has got to have somewhat of a mission statement for their program. But I wonder if these kids even listen to the mission statement. I wonder if it's kind of like, I think the three of us were kind of, we have it in common. We probably sat in classrooms and couldn't hear a word. Like,
it was Charlie Brown's teacher. Yeah,
it really was.
Yeah.
So I wonder if these kids, they know the number that they want that the other programs are offering, and I wonder if they even listen to the pitch anymore.
I do like, though, what Golesh said there, that there's still a proof of concept that has to be taken care of there, and that will come in the fall. So
you can start losing these big recruits you have if all of a sudden the product on the field looks like crap.
Yeah, or I can kill it recruiting. If I'm 4-8, Auburn fans aren't going to remember that I'm killing it recruiting. They're going to remember I'm 4-8.
Yeah, but I think there is a buy-in to the future. Give the guy a little time to get it going in the right direction. But if you signed on, you don't have to sign your name to anything that's binding until, if you haven't done that already in the summer, until December, then you're able to, you watch the product and you're like, I don't know if I want to be a part of that. So he wants it to look good when he gets to the fall, but a fantastic job in recruiting so far. LSU's done great in recruiting. We'll talk about that later in the show. Lane Kiffin's promise of a national championship for LSU fans. All that coming up. Tom Luginbill on the other side. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, but they're also small enough to know you because they're a community bank right there in your community. Throughout Central Alabama, you can find Central State Bank. And when you find them, you're going to find a bank that can help you meet whatever that dream is, buying a car, starting a business, or anything in between. They're not just opening accounts. They are building relationships one account at a time. It is Central State Bank, the bank big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at scottforestertv.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
We continue our college football conversation with Tom Luginbill. If Luginbill ever comes back to Birmingham and he has a urological problem, which happens all the time on the road, right, when you're traveling. Never. Never.
I hope not.
But if it ever happens, our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama would be there for Luke's. They've been there for 70 years for a lot of people. Prostate health, the kidney stones, everything in between. Hormone treatments, men and women, they can do that as well. Some other problems, if you got that. Vasectomies, if you want to do that. That's a weird choice to make on your road trip.
So you know what I'll do? I'll get a vasectomy.
Yeah, got a day off in Birmingham. Hey, UrologyCentersAlabama.com. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. 205-930-0920, our friends at UCA. You wonder why I didn't get that job that one time when I applied at Alabama Tourism.
Yeah,
probably that. When in Alabama, get a vasectomy.
So, Luginbill, you got to be comforted in knowing if you're ever in Alabama pissing blood, we got you covered.
We got you covered, man.
Well, I tell you what, boys, my PSA numbers are right where they need to be, and the vasectomy part's already been taken care of.
Okay. All right. They do reversals too, though, don't they, Jim?
No. I'm about to be an empty nester. I'm good to go.
Yeah, no reason to hit restart.
It's really a bold thing to do on a road trip, to do the reversal.
That's true. Yeah. Explain that one to your wife.
So Luginbill, the one guy that gets talked about more than I can't remember the last player we talked about this much was Brendan Sorsby. Now we're not even going to get to see him play at Texas Tech. I personally thought he would be a massive difference maker from what they had at quarterback last year. How good of a player are they missing? Let's start with the talent of Brendan Sorsby.
Well, listen, I think he's obviously very, very gifted, and athletically, he would have brought a skill set to the offense that they didn't have with, Baron Morton and Will Hammond. Now, Will Hammond's played some, and when he's played, he's actually played well. I mean, they're not going from Brandon Sorsby to a wide-eyed rookie, but it is going to be different. You go out and you pay an awful lot of money for what many people consider to be the highest profile, best player on the market. I'll say this though, he's never taken his team to a championship. There multiple times last year, I don't even think he threw for 200 yards. This isn't somebody that was coming in with, back-to-back 3,500-yard passing seasons and all of those sorts of things. And so, but you know what? You are what the market's willing to pay you. And I had talked to several coaches back in December and January, around the time of the college football playoff, as the portal was getting ready to unfold. And not a lot of coaches were overly excited about the quarterback side of the portal this year. They weren't convinced it was a great group. They didn't want to overpay. But I would agree on the athletic side, it would have been a significant upgrade. And now you're seeing the downside of the world that we're living in. This was a matter of time, whether it was a gambling situation or something else. It was only a matter of time before something like this was going to happen. And now it has. We'll see what the ripple effect looks like throughout college football.
Your colleague at ESPN, Pete Thamel, reporting that all 32 teams are expected to be at his July 10th workout there at Southlake. It sounded like you were starting to go down a road that I've gone down, that I just have not thought the juice was worth the squeeze with this guy. What is the NFL scouts going to see in Brendan Sorsby? You've played the position, you scout the position. What are they going to see at the NFL level that they're going to like, and what are they not going to like?
Well, I think, let's start off with obviously what they're not going to like. When you're talking about the quarterback position, you are hopefully trying to envision the face of your franchise for a decade. And when you have something as it relates to gambling involved in sports, particularly at that position, obviously there are going to be major league concerns. Because I want to be fair to Brandon Sorsby here, but unfortunately with his conduct and the decisions that he's made, the one thing that you've got to be very concerned about is trust. And I don't say that lightly. That's a major component. Trust in the huddle, trust in your building, trust when you're away from the building, trust in performance. All of those things are very, very real. And I don't want to make comparisons to Art Schlichter, but we all saw how that played out. If you're old enough, and if you're not, go back and take a look at it. And so I would be very concerned about that. I think that's very, very real. How he performs in a pro day setting, I think will carry some weight, because they can watch all the tape that they want, but they're going to want to see natural pure arm strength. They're going to want to see throws from the opposite hash to the wide sideline, 18 to 25 yards downfield. They're going to want to see, can he make those types of throws just from a pure arm talent standpoint? That's going to be heavily investigated. The athleticism part, I think, will really play well for him. I think he would, whether it's a 3-cone L drill, whether it's a short shuttle, whether it's the 40-yard dash, those will all be real positives for him. So they'll love the athletic component that he would bring. I think his riverboat gambler mentality, the fact that he's got a short memory, that he can move on to the next play, that he plays with a very high level of competitive temperament, are all strengths that he will exhibit and that they will probably heavily investigate. But the 32 teams that are watching him in a pro day setting, they may be watching that pro day setting for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. But really the work that they're doing is background work on him. Okay. They're doing behind the scenes background work in every possible way that they can to determine the severity of the risk. Because whether it's in recruiting, whether it is in pre-draft preparation, that's what all of these guys are doing, is they're weighing risk. They're weighing a tolerance level. What are we willing to risk based off of what we believe the return could potentially be, and is it worth it? And unfortunately, the young man's put himself in a very, very difficult position with his decisions. And, each organization is going to have a different outlook on this. A lot of people might be a little bit more liberal when it comes to, what they will tolerate or accept. And others are going to be like, that's not for us. It's too risky. And nobody knows the answer to that amongst those 32 teams.
ESPN's Tom Luginbill is with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. Somebody from that conference is getting a playoff berth. Two-part question. Did you think BYU was their biggest challenger with or without Sorsby? Or do you think it's someone else in the Big 12?
I think it would probably be BYU.
Okay.
BYU is unique because BYU plays a different brand of football in that conference. They're not a spread you out, air raid, bubble screen you. They're a line up and bloody your nose first and then start to kind of toy with you. They're older, they're experienced, but their mode of operation is different than a lot of other teams in that conference. And I think that plays well for them.
So is there a chance that Bear Bachmeier is the best remaining quarterback in that conference? I think a lot of people say Fafita, maybe Mestamaker, but Bachmeier's in the discussion as the best remaining quarterback in that conference?
Well, he has to be. I think another guy that we got to pay attention to and see how he translates is Jaden Craig at TCU. That kid transferred in from Harvard. He threw for over 9,000 yards. He's coming in with a wealth of experience and hasn't had the turnover background that Josh Hoover had. And so I think he's another guy that we got to pay, close attention to. And then, of course, you got to see how does DJ Lagway translate to Baylor. So I think there's some names in the conversation. Utah's another one. But Bear Bachmeier, for a freshman to play the way he played and to show the mental toughness and the ability to process and handle the moment for a young guy, you got to believe that that's only going to improve in year 2 for him.
Luginbill, to the SEC, Dunaway teased earlier that Lane Kiffin guaranteed a national championship in Baton Rouge. I have not heard this soundbite, not shocking. But Sam Leavitt going to Baton Rouge. Quarterback play since Jaden Daniels has been a little shaky. We saw it a couple of years ago. I thought Scatterby was so important for Sam Leavitt at Arizona State when they had that special year. But Sam Leavitt on his own now in the SEC, is it going to be more John Mateer or is it going to be more Fernando Mendoza at Indiana?
I would probably say somewhere in between, leading more towards Mateer. I don't really worry about the skill set, the ability level to get the job done. All of those things are very strong. My biggest concern is health. He's got to prove that he can stay healthy. And that should be a legitimate concern, because one of the things that you love about him, and I think this is that delicate balance that Lane Kiffin's going to have to manage, is he's that gunslinger type guy that's not going to slide. He's going to lower his shoulder. He's going to fight for extra yards. He's a guy that the fans are going to love because he's so tough. And he's kind of like the kid that when you went out on Thanksgiving Day and you tossed the ball in the street, and he's the Pied Piper, right? He's leading the charge. He's a street ball backlot player. And I love all of that about him, but also that leads to exposing yourself to injury, exposing yourself to unnecessary risk, exposing yourself to turnover challenges at times. But if he can maintain health, the personnel that's going to be around him is going to be, I would say, fairly far superior as a whole. Now, Arizona State had components, there's no question, but as a whole, going to be the best supporting cast that he's ever had. And I think, if you're Lane Kiffin, you don't want to coach all of those, attributes out of him that make him who he is. But you've also got to, and I remember I had Ole Miss at Georgia Tech the first year that Lane Kiffin was trying to decide who was the quarterback going to be. Was it going to be Jackson Dart or was it going to be Luke Altmaier? And they had played the two guys early. And, Lane Kiffin, I remember saying to me in pregame warm-up about Jackson Dart, he's like, with Jackson, it's not talent. It's taking care of the football and doing what we ask him to do, right? And he's either going to learn that and be the guy, or he's not, and he's not going to be the guy. And it was a very fair assessment. And they let those two guys battle it out. And clearly Jackson Dart got the message, and we all know how that played out. And I think it's fair to make a similar assessment about Sam Leavitt in the same regard.
Speaking of battling it out, Alabama has got a quarterback battle going on, and for some reason I believe Keelan Russell will eventually win this battle when it's all said and done. Why do I think that? We saw Austin Mack in that disastrous mop-up duty at the Rose Bowl. He looked perfectly fine there. Probably was the shining moment of Alabama's trip to Pasadena was Austin Mack, and he's been with Kalen DeBoer a long time. Why do people like me keep believing Keelan Russell's going to win this job?
I think maybe it's overall upside of the player that he's capable of being, and the athleticism side of it, I think, is a slight edge to Keelan Russell. And I think I've shared this with you guys before. We had Keelan Russell down at the Under Armour game, and we have those guys for a week, and I don't really pay attention to the game. I kind of pay attention to what's happening during the week. And what impressed me so much about that kid was how important the game of football was to him. We got all these festivities going on. These kids they're going to Disney World. They're doing all of these different things. And here's Keelan Russell, first one in the meeting room. Then he's in the coach's office watching tape after practice while other guys are going and doing other things. And just the level of importance and the adherence to becoming a student of the game really, really impressed me, particularly a player at that age, but that position most notably. And, there's a lot of guys that are really, really talented playing the quarterback position, physically gifted, but they maybe just don't get the other side of it. He gets that part, and it's important to him. And I think eventually that will overtake everything else. He's a really special player. I think they've got great options at the quarterback position, and they're going to have a loaded defense. Now, some of their youth and inexperience may lend towards Alabama fans understanding that the 2027 season may be something that could be special, right? Not to say that they're not going to be a really good football team, because I think they are. But obviously the changeover in leadership at the offensive line position, getting back to some semblance of balance in the run game, particularly when you have an inexperienced quarterback, is going to play a big role, particularly in the first half of that season.
Boy, I love when I say something and Luke says it too. It makes me feel like
it makes you feel smart.
I feel the same way, Luke. I feel like 2027 is where this roster is at right now.
Yeah.
If you can keep
listen, they've recruited. See, here's the thing, and I say this to people all the time. Everybody's talking about recruiting classes right now, okay? And I understand it matters. You got to. It used to be you identified, evaluated, recruited, and developed. Okay. Now it's identify, evaluate, recruit, and retain. Retention, right? And whether that's retaining them leading into signing day or retaining them once you signed them, it's high school football recruiting right now is a totally different game than it was in the old days. And so talking about the success of recruiting at the high school ranks right now, that's all fine and dandy, but can you keep them? Have you recruited the right guys? Are you paying the right guys? And then can you keep the right guys in your program? And a lot of those answers to those questions will not manifest themselves, for maybe a year or two down the road.
If you were tiering the quarterbacks in this league, I think everybody would have Arch and Trinidad 1 and 2, depending on, whatever your thought is. But outside of that, then you've got, the Sam Levitts and the Gunnar Stocktons and the John Mateers and Lenora Sellers, Marcel Reed. Byron Brown coming in from South Florida with all of his experience, where would you put him in the pecking order of SEC quarterbacks going into 2026?
I think he's in the top 5 or 6. Now, again, I don't want to say I'm biased, but I'm saying that I'm making that assessment having broadcasted 2 of his games last fall and watching how he can take over a game. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, and Auburn fans have already seen it, and I've seen all the social media clutter about it. It ain't pretty, okay? He ain't a guy that you're going to put up on a room on tape and say, this is what the purity of a passer looks like. That is not Byron Brown. Byron Brown is a point A to point B, get it done, doesn't matter what it looks like, ball goes where it's supposed to go type of guy. And on top of that, he's a dynamic physical force as a runner. I mean, he is all of 6'3", 235, and is a load to handle. That combined with the experience that he brings is invaluable. The experience combined with the knowledge of the coaching staff, how they want things relayed, how they want them coached, having his guys out there on the field in OTAs, being able to be an extra coach in the building, knowing exactly what the staff wants and him getting it right. I think that creates huge advantages during the summer heading into fall camp. And that's something that in today's world with roster transfer and turnover and a bunch of new faces and new guys, if your quarterback is already entrenched and ingrained in what it is that you want to do, to me, that's almost invaluable right now.
Is there anything you have consumed that you would like to tell our audience about on streaming or at the theater or wherever? I don't know where.
I don't know. My wife is super into documentaries right now, and so we've been kind of watching a few documentaries here and there. And
did you watch Maternal Instinct yet on Netflix?
Oh my God.
Hey, I told these guys, like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, I talk about Dear Zachary. I don't know if you ever saw that. Really good documentary.
Don't see that.
Until it took the turn it took. But my God, I don't think it can get worse than Maternal Instinct, can it?
Well, and it can't. And that was the first one I was going to bring up. And the thing that's so scary about that is that's not a one-off. Like, there are dozens of instances of that scenario happening and playing out. Other people have done that. If you haven't seen Maternal Instinct, it's disturbing and dark, but the fact that it's real is just, it's mind-boggling. Lately in the theater, a lot of the stuff that's come out has been kind of in the horror genre, and I know you're a scaredy cat, Lance, and don't get into all of that stuff, but that Obsession movie was phenomenal.
Yeah, Tyler told us.
It was made by a guy who's just a YouTuber that decided he wanted to make a movie with a bunch of his friends. None of them are like bona fide actors. None of them have extensive experience. And they made this movie, and it's not blood and guts horror. It's creepy, disturbing, dark, but I thought it was fantastic.
Are you going to see the death of Robin Hood? Because I know you liked Logan. Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested. The reviews haven't been great, but the premise of this seems really good. Tyler kind of told us the backdrop on that. It's an A24 movie, and Hugh Jackman was so good as Wolverine, a retired Wolverine. I got to see this.
I do too. I think it looks fantastic. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I've been we're in the process of moving right now, and then we were wrapping up the UFL.
Are you moving to Alabama? Are you coming to Alabama? Are you moving to Alabama?
He's got to get a vasectomy first.
Are you coming to Alabama?
Well, first of all, I only come to Alabama for my urology appointment. But no, we've got a place on Lake Hartwell, and we've had a plan the last 5-6 years. I'm about to be an empty nester. My daughter's going off to college in August, and we had this plan that once that happens, and we're going to go to the lake full time and sell our home in Charlotte. So I've been busy with that, the UFL, and we've been doing we're in the midst of doing a current class re-ranking now that the Elite 11 and some of the other camp circuit stuff is over with. So I haven't been on my normal, like, pretty regimented routine of viewing things that I want to view. But I will say this. I don't know if you're watching Dutton Ranch. It's awesome. I love it.
I tapped out of the Yellowstone universe a few years ago. The Beth Dutton character, I've said it a million times. I think there's a lot of people that agree with me. She's way too much. And I've heard Annette Bening's character is Beth Dutton and then some.
Yes, you can be. But
is that the one with Rip?
You got Ed Harris in there.
Is that the one with Rip and Beth Dutton, the continuation?
It's the one with Rip. Now, the one that they did with Casey, which is Marshall's, not any good. Not any good, but Dutton Ranch so far is really good, and Widow's Bay on Apple is fantastic.
Oh, big fan. Might be the best thing going right now.
Bay.
Yeah.
I liked Your Friends and Neighbors season 2. I thought they did a nice job.
Rooster was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Rooster. I got to get on that. I want to. I got to get on that one.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Very good. And Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed on Apple has been sneaky good.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Very. It's dark and it's got some weird turns. Very, very original.
Good. There we go. You just gave me original content to get back as I take a little bit of a breather now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not Suitable for Work is good.
Dunaway watches what all the teenage girls. He's a big Euphoria guy.
Marco's got money problems is good.
What's the college kids when you're watching?
Off campus is terrific. Yeah, you'll cry twice during that. Twice.
Off campus, is that the hockey one?
Yes, you'll cry twice. Twice.
You're such a sap.
No, twice. The cherry pie scene and the locker room scene. Twice. You'll cry. You'll bawl your eyes out.
Is it the same? Never mind.
You'll bawl your eyes out. Hey, by the way, the Robin Hood movie's out. I've saw one spoiler, but when he goes full Revenant and wears Little John's body as a skin to stay warm at the end. Whew, classic.
It's going to be hard to watch.
Classic
anything
movie.
Hugh Jackman's in, I'm watching. I don't care. I think he's the most gifted performer we have on the planet right now.
Okay. That is ESPN's Tom Luginbill. Follow him on social media.
Olivia Rodrigo's new album. Put it in. It's so good.
Oh, God.
Start to
You
finish.
are killing me.
Start to finish.
We live with it every day. At Tom Luginbill. At Tom Luginbill on social media. Luke's, thank you, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Good one.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. Tom Luginbill with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And the show today being brought to you by Lance's Lock, lanceslock.com, and Hemp Hill Services.
Another winner in the World Cup with England. Boy, that offense.
Ooh, boy, they look good. If you thought they were going to choke round one, no, sir.
I think Pickford, though, as their goalie is
what are you talking about,
big
Dunaway?
question mark.
They look good.
I don't think they'll be around for the Final Four.
Well, I said round one.
They were
playing the Croats.
You mean the group stage? The first part here.
Offensively, they are going to be one of the teams to beat. Now, does it hold up on the other side? Anyway, we gave out the winner yesterday with England. We have 2 more World Cup winners for you up and available right now. More Major League Baseball. Lance's Lock. Again, we're 5-0 in the College World Series. Jump on board and win with us at lanceslock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends. And by the way, we'll have match play tomorrow in the U.S. Open. It is brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 now. Hey, remember, you can jump into the TNR store, nextround.store, get a cool hat like this one or the one LT has on today. Great T-shirts like our buddy Jonathan. He sends me pictures all the time as he travels to sporting events and stuff. But a little bit of a humble brag, he just got back into his Twitter account and usually sends me pictures that way. And he says, I'm just catching up. He sent me some stuff from the Dominican Republic, but he says, I forgot to send you this from our skiing trip. And he had his Next Round logo on the slopes, and beside him, 2 beautiful women in swimsuits.
Well, now.
Yeah. One of those is his wife, but
okay.
Jonathan was sporting the Next Round logo on the road.
Yeah.
That's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
That is, indeed.
So
one way to ski.
Mentone?
No. Look at that mountain in the back.
Yeah, it's Mentone.
I don't know where it was.
I didn't see that much snow lifetime.
But out there skiing, so appreciate that, and the stuff from the Dominican and all the sporting events he goes to. You can get that T-shirt and others, nextround.store, nextround.store. Hour number 2 of the show, we'll get to the Kiffin situation, but right now, an update on the leaderboard from the U.S. Open. Day 1 at Shunnarah, delayed earlier because of fog. They're out playing now with no issues other than the rough and the speed of the greens. It's brought to you by Hoover Toyota. Brown, give us a leaderboard before LT tells us about Hoover Toyota.
Jimmy D, SEC Power right there at
Let's
the top.
go, Sam Burns.
Sam Burns played at
Georgia.
LSU.
Yes.
He is -2. Graham McDowell, who played at UAB in a big group at number 1, including Andrew Novak, Rory McIlroy, Ludwig Oberg, Nick Taylor, Jacob Bridgman, Ben James, Jake Peacock, and Kiito Nishi, all at 1 under par. Those are your leaders at the U.S. Open at Shunnarah.
I'm almost willing to say 1 under is going to win this thing. I mean, just looking at it, it looks like a British Open, first of all, with the conditions with that fog delay. But watching how the ball is moving on the greens, and you said it before this tournament started, but I mean, this is insane. The best inventory, the best on-site finance department, our friends at Hoover Toyota. They've been doing it for more than 2 decades. Get out there, see them today. For more information, hoovertoyota.com.
The thing is, Jim,
do you think 1 under could win it?
Oh, yeah. Oftentimes in a major like this, the first round score is as low as it ever gets. Like, they just back up from there. The one thing that's going to help is the USGA has already said, because of the wind forecast, and if you were watching live, you could see the American flag in the background is almost straight out. They are projecting winds that don't dip below the 20-mile-an-hour mark all weekend long. Because of that, they are keeping the greens a little bit slower so that the ball will stay at rest.
Has it worked?
Yeah, but imagine if they were actual U.S. Open speed, how bad it would be. I mean, this is slower greens.
11 and 12, Tyler. Cuts 11 and 12. Let's get back into another college football topic. 72 days away from the kickoff on our Innisfree Countdown. Lane Kiffin was on a podcast called In the Bayou with Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, who has this. So cut 11 first. Lane Kiffin. Now listen, it's okay. I'm okay when coaches who coached with Nick Saban go back and use Nick Saban phrases. I'm okay with people that coach in college football go back and use Nick Saban phrases because he's the greatest ever to do it. And in 17 years, those national championships were amazing. Lane Kiffin, right out of the Nick Saban playbook with this comment here.
My expectation is that we play, I know everybody wants to hear about wins and losses, that we play really smart physical football. And we're really good in situations, but the style like comes back. Like I want people to fear LSU the way that I had to fear LSU, like when I was at Alabama.
Yeah.
And we were going to play LSU, and you knew like it was on, right? Especially when you were on offense against them. Like the defense, it was on, and you better hope that game, hopefully, is not at LSU,
right?
And please don't be at night,
right?
Because like now we're like, are we even going to score at all? Because these guys are going to be on elite speed, mindset, physical, you know, like to bring that back. And I love when I met with Whit Weeks when I first got here. And I'm like, you know what happened from where it was like when you came here, how it'd been before, you know, like, and he's like, I want to come back for my last year because I want to leave it the way that I grew up watching it.
Right.
Even though he's not from Louisiana, you would think he was, like his passion for it. And I want to be part of that. Like, I want to feel that dominating LSU defense that people are scared to play. And you know, like you might do okay, but you won't be sore on Sunday.
For sure.
Boy, the veiled shots at Brian Kelly are crazy.
But absolutely, what Nick Saban said his opening news conference.
Well, that's not even true, though.
I want him to fear us. I want when Nick Saban got to Tuscaloosa, 4 quarters, I want them to dread playing us. And LSU has a history of that, and that's what Lane Kiffin wants to bring back.
But these LSU teams weren't even good when Kiffin was at Alabama.
It's like selective.
They really weren't.
Yeah, but
I mean, I know what he's saying.
Yeah. You want to, and that was one thing. You know, Nick Saban was famous for saying, "Make their ass quit." You know, I want to be the team nobody wants to play. I even did it with those hand motions I just did. The team nobody wants to play, and I mean, I appreciate Lane Kiffin wanting to do that. Don't know that he did it at Ole Miss.
I've never seen a physically intimidating Lane Kiffin team.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't know that he did it at Ole Miss. They never really had that type of the reason you would not want to play Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss teams is they had a high-powered offense. I mean, I don't know that anybody ever dreaded playing them. But if you were scared of it, it wasn't because they were physical and they lined up and they whipped you and they made you quit.
Really, the last LSU teams that were like that, maybe the last one was 2011. Like, Nick Saban definitely had those kind of LSU teams. Les Miles had some early LSU teams that were like that. But even think about 2019, you know, the greatest offense we've ever seen. But that defense, I mean,
it was very middle of the road, but they were on the field.
It didn't matter because they scored 50 points per game.
Yeah, that defense gets remembered poorly, but oftentimes, and I think it was, God, I'm trying to remember the player that told us this. Like, we were at Vanderbilt. We had just gotten a stop. We go, we take our helmets off. We sit on the bench. We hear our fans cheer across the field because we just scored, and we're like, we didn't even have time to make adjustments. Like, we're right back out on the field, man. And so that 2019 defense probably gets remembered differently because of that, I would say. But I'm with you.
But it didn't matter.
The last time they had a team, and that was really LSU's downfall a lot of times against Nick Saban, is I felt like Les Miles tried to play the same game Alabama and Nick Saban were playing, and they just didn't quite measure up to that game.
Like if you could match the 2011 LSU defense with the 2019 LSU offense, I mean, they could play in the league.
Yeah, but Lane's right. I mean, that's what you want.
What years were Lane there?
14, 15, and 16, I think.
Yeah.
14, 15, and 16.
I mean, LSU was very average.
20-13 in Baton Rouge, and then the year after that, it was the next time we went there in 16, it was 10-0. Alabama won. That was the long quarterback run for a touchdown. I think it was the only touchdown in the game.
By Hurts?
Yeah, 10-0 in the 2016 game in Baton Rouge.
But those LSU teams, 14, 8-5, 2015, 9-3, 2016, 8-4.
Yeah.
Very, very average.
And Les Miles got fired that year.
That's true, yeah. But I appreciate what he's saying.
Yes. Now to the money comment from Lane Kiffin, where he promises a national championship. Here's Lane again on the In the Bayou podcast with the Honey Badger.
And I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I'm sort of hesitant to put the highest expectations on you, but just know that we rooting for you, Coach. We rooting for you. We support you, and go get them.
Yeah.
Go get them.
I don't know how fast it's going to happen. We're going to win a national championship, and we're going to have the teams and the rosters back to the way that they were playing when they were great. I don't know how fast. That might not be today,
right.
But it's going to happen, and I feel it in recruiting too. When these kids come in here, and now that we got our staff fully here, and we know how to sell LSU too, because now we're meeting up people and know the restaurants and the areas and the people. Like, it's 101.
Yeah.
What Nick Saban said.
Yeah.
It's the best job in America.
A lot of Nick Saban in that interview. Look,
I mean, he lives in his head.
He really does. When Lane Kiffin says it, it's going to make news. When Lane Kiffin says we're going to win a national championship, because it's Lane Kiffin, and Lane says a lot of things, and Lane likes to be the center of attention. But I'm going to be consistent in my stance here. If you've got a job like Alabama, Texas, LSU, Ohio State, you may as well just go ahead and say that, because
don't disagree.
If Lane Kiffin does not win a national championship, and y'all give me the window, you think
5 years,
5 years, he's getting fired. So you may as well embrace it, right? Because you're going to get fired if it doesn't happen. You're not going to be able to come back and say, guys, if you'll remember when I took this job, I said I don't think we're close to it. The fans aren't going to listen to that. If you don't win a national championship, you're getting fired.
Look, and I can he win one? Yes. I mean, we've seen lesser coaches, Ed Orgeron and Les Miles. Lane Kiffin's a much better coach than those guys. So, yeah, he can. I don't think he will, because I think it's so difficult to do. But he's got an opportunity to.
You don't
think
Lane Kiffin wins a national championship at LSU?
I do not. But, I mean, I think it'll be close.
I would bet against it, too.
Yeah. Our friends at Michelson bringing you part of the show, and then we'll get to our four downs. Tell us about Michelson today.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. The number I called way back in 2003. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy Toa. The next round sent you. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com. Would like to come back to that at some point.
Okay. Hold on.
All right, let's do it now.
About him not winning a national championship?
Because if we go 5 years, I mean, guys like Sarkisian, he's expected to win one. Kalen DeBoer is expected to win one. Dan Lanning's expected to win
Ryan
one.
Day's expected to win another one.
Just say everyone's expected to win one. But you don't think LSU is going to do it in 5 years?
I do not. I mean, I think they can, but I would say those coaches that I mentioned are better coaches than Lane Kiffin.
I think,
but are they in better programs with better talent?
Well, I mean, I think Oregon is right there with them. He mentioned Ryan Day, absolutely. Texas, absolutely. Alabama is very, very close. Yeah.
I think it's amazing. We just had this conversation. You didn't even say Kirby Smart in Georgia there.
Right. And I didn't say Cignetti, who's the best coach right now. Like, I would go, Indiana will win a second national championship before Lane Kiffin will.
Wow. I don't know if I'm willing to go that far. I do not think Lane Kiffin will win one at LSU either. I think Lane will get in Lane's way. I think they'll
That's
be
the
close.
problem.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them being semifinals, maybe even in a championship.
I thought Brian Kelly would win one, though.
Yeah.
Now four downs brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt.
It is the group that brings you four downs every single day. You ride those roads of Alabama and you see those projects going on. The federal government, the state government, the municipal government projects, and you're probably seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction doing those jobs. Now, when you see that, you're like, well, good for them. They got all the work they can handle. Good for them. They've made all the money they want to make. They're not going to deal with my job. Boy, you could not be more wrong. I mean, of all the things you've said that are wrong, that's the wrongest of everything you've said, because they've got an entire division that is solely focused on jobs like driveways, parking pads, a parking lot for a church or a community center or a store. Those are the smaller jobs that they do every single day at Central Alabama Asphalt. They got the same crew, same quality, same no excuse standards for that division. You can depend on them for estimates, big or small. 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Paul McCartney turns 84 today. Most famous person on earth in history.
Jesus? I mean, we'll not talk about Paul McCartney in 2,000 years. We still talk about Jesus all the time, so I think it's got to be him.
So you take him off the
Oh,
plate.
yeah, let's take Jesus off the board.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go celebrities.
So
then.
anybody in the
All right.
Bible then? Yeah, because
So nobody in the Bible.
people talk
Moses. Okay. So
yeah.
no Bible, no Jesus. Other than that,
Oh, this is a really, really difficult
I will
question.
say, how long ago was old Billy Shakes alive? William Shakespeare.
1400s, I
Okay,
believe.
we will not be talking about Paul McCartney. However many hundred years.
1600s?
Yeah,
Something
400
like that.
years
Christopher
from now.
Columbus. I mean, again,
That's
it was
true.
he was a one-hit wonder. I wonder if other people talk about Columbus like we do.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Here in the
Like
U.S.,
maybe in
yeah.
Italy because he's from there, but like
Yeah.
are people in Iceland talking about Chris
I'm
Columbus?
gonna go William Shakespeare.
That's not a bad call.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones that popped to my mind.
Einstein.
Anybody that helps with an invention, you're going to talk about it. But as far as a celebrity, like a movie star or something like that, politician. I mean, I think 200 years from now, we'll still be talking about President Trump.
Probably. I mean, we're still about George Washington. Yeah.
Lincoln still gets mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan. That sounds ridiculous, but I mean, if we're just talking about athletes, I mean, Jordan or Tiger Woods.
If it's athletes, then it's Jordan and Messi.
I would say Tiger Woods would be in the mix as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
Good
tough question, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, good one.
Good question.
Second down.
Dodgeball, a true underdog story, turns 22 today. Favorite Vince Vaughn movie?
Wedding Crashers.
Probably Wedding Crashers.
Swingers.
Yeah. Swingers is when they go to Las Vegas, a bunch of guys.
Yeah, well, him and Jon Favreau. It's
Yeah.
1996. Doug Liman directed.
That's good.
Favreau wrote it. It was really Vince Vaughn's first role. I mean, outside of small things like Rudy.
I really enjoy it. It was a heartbreak. I mean, really, I'm not joking. A sad story that him and Jennifer Aniston, it was about them breaking up. I don't know the name of it.
The breakup.
The breakup. We'll name it.
Yes, that was
Wait,
the name of
you
it.
thought it was sad?
Oh, God, yeah. Are you kidding me? Have you ever had it? Well, we've all gone through breakups. I mean,
They lived together in an
movie was
apartment.
funny.
He had
Yeah.
basically a strip club going. I don't think he was sad
Wasn't
about
he
it.
like a
she wouldn't move out.
He was
designer or something in the
heartbroken.
movie? Or am I
You
thinking
see
of a
the end of the
different
movie?
Vince
He's
Vaughn
heartbroken.
I saw it.
He was heartbroken.
I mean, it wasn't Brian's song or love story.
I don't think Brian's song stands up, by the way.
I never really liked
I've
Brian.
I
never
went back and
seen
tried to
Brian's
watch
song.
it.
Yeah, I watched it.
I mean, I saw it when
I
I
think
was a
during
kid.
the pandemic, I tried to go back and watch it. Made me cry a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Third down.
Then I think I got exposed to more content.
What was James Caan in that? Was he Brian Piccolo?
Brian Piccolo, yeah.
he played
He
Brian
was.
Piccolo, right? Yeah.
Takeoff from the Migos would have turned 32 today. What's one artist that we lost too soon that you were a big fan of?
Tupac.
Yeah, definitely. Michael Hutchins with NXS. Like, I still think NXS would be touring and probably having a lot of success. I mean, John Bonham, I saw Jason Bonham at Avondale and the Led Zeppelin Experience a couple of weeks ago, and they probably would have broken up, but they would have gotten back together and done these reunion tours, and they probably would have been not necessarily new material, but there would have been a lot of entertaining moments throughout, concerts.
Or Zeppelin would have gotten canceled.
I was in a discussion
Maybe.
the other day on the internet about Leonard Skinner.
That's a good one.
That
Definitely.
whole band, broken up, and
They would have imploded too, though. The way he was a disaster. I mean, so talented, but
Cobain, everybody would go there. I don't know how long that genre would have lasted with him. Skinner probably would have lasted a little longer. A comedian, I can't remember his name, but he was on News Talk, I think, on the comedy show, but he was on Saturday Night Live.
Phil Hartman?
Yeah.
Phil Hartman's very funny.
Very funny guy.
His wife shot him.
Yeah,
Very
Chris,
funny guy.
of that group, Chris Farley would probably be
Chris Farley's
more people
another
would say
good one,
Chris
yeah,
Farley.
yeah.
I just don't know. Like I do always.
Who was the lady in the original cast?
Gilda Radner.
Gilda Radner was hilariously funny.
I used to always wonder aloud, like groups like Nirvana. Let's assume Kurt Cobain lived and they stayed together. What would they be doing right now? Like,
I think he would have reinvented himself. I think, if you don't die of a drug overdose, because those guys did have some issues.
They did.
I think much like Dave Grohl, they probably.
I don't know if Cobain's voice holds out. I mean, that was a very challenging way to sing in that grunge. You know, I just don't know if his voice could hold up. You know what I'm saying?
It probably, yeah, would have.
Very, very forceful.
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
You know, I thought Heath Ledger, obviously.
He died at the peak of his career.
Everybody talks about the Joker role. It was great. But him and Brokeback Mountain, I mean, to be able to play that role to the level he did, I mean, Heath Ledger could act.
4th down.
Toy Story 5 releases this week. Favorite character from Toy Story? Mine's Slinky Dog.
Oh, was that the Jim Barney?
Yeah.
Jim Barney voiced it.
I would say the Green Army men always make me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The back and forth between Mr. and Miss Potato Head is pretty funny too.
Oh yeah.
That's Doris Roberts was Miss Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head was John Ratzenberger.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a pretty funny back and
The
forth.
Birmingham actor that was in Veep, he's in Toy Story 5. He's got a new character. I can't remember his name now.
Is it Tony Hale?
Yeah, Tony Hale.
Yeah, he was in part 4. He plays Forky, a fork.
Yeah.
He voiced that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's back in
he's the
5.
voice of
though.
Forky.
Yeah, he's back in 5 with the same character, I assume. So, but I would probably go. I like the Green Army men. They always make me laugh. So into character. So much so that I keep a bottle opener for cold beers in my truck that is a Green Army man.
Really?
Yeah, it was a great Christmas gift.
Do you drink a lot of cold beers in your truck?
I don't, but I always
It's gotta have an opener, though.
Keep that in there for passengers who may want one when we're riding down the road. I'll hand it to them and they'll pop one open.
Does that take you back to your childhood when you had the Green Army men
Yep.
that you burned and started the fire?
Yep.
Yeah, we were easily entertained back
Boy,
in the
we
day.
were. Green Army men's all it took.
A sack of them, you would like
Oh,
$2
play
at Food World.
Play for hours. Yeah.
Is that 4?
That was 4.
Brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. The show today also being brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney.
Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com. That is the place to go when you face any legal issue. Any legal issue. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, takes care of you. Now, Alexander Shunnarah, not some fly-by-night attorney, right? He's been doing this for more than 25 years, and he's been super successful. More than $2 billion recovered for his clients. And he did it right here in Birmingham. Could have done it anywhere. Could have done it anywhere with that kind of success, right? But he wanted to take care of the people of his hometown of Birmingham, so that's where he built his firm. Now more than 150 attorneys, not years, he's not that old, 150 attorneys under one roof, 500 dedicated team members under one roof. He's still doing it to a high degree at Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com.
How big is the NFL business-wise?
As big as it gets.
And if you want to know how, I got numbers here. I'm getting to something. The TV contracts are coming up pretty soon. It may be why the college football playoffs is being hesitant about expanding the playoffs because there may not be the money they want. Because it's big business. Sportico releases these numbers. You're in sales, advertising. You tell me this is good or not. During the 2025-2026 season, the NFL broadcast partners in advertising dollars brought in $5.87 billion. That's how much the people that broadcast the NFL sold. They sold $5.87 billion of advertising during one season.
I wonder.
I've only sold one product that was relatively easy to sell in all of my years in sales.
I've only sold one for $1 billion.
For $1 billion. I
was going to say, I would think the NFL would be one of the easiest products to sell right now.
You would think, but boy, that is a lot of money right there.
Of all the streaming platforms, who do you think made the most in advertising? Not streaming, of all the broadcast platforms.
I would say Fox because they have the higher value properties with the NFC.
I think it's Fox.
Yeah.
Fox with $1.13 billion in advertising sold in 1 year.
Now, they also pay more. Fox pays more than CBS because of the NFC market.
Yeah, but interesting is going to be, is it CBS, NBC, or ESPN next?
I would say CBS.
Next is NBC.
Really?
With the best game every week, $996 million of advertising.
The only reason I would have guessed CBS real quick is because they have multiple games and NBC's selling just a singular game.
Is ESPN in front of CBS?
No, CBS very close at $902 million. ABC, ESPN up 19%. They were the largest growing in advertising dollar last year, up to $525 million in ads sold for Monday Night Football and their other broadcasts. Prime is next. Their Thursday night game, $488 million on a streaming service there. That's huge. And Netflix, which has how many games?
They've got
three or
four
four
on Christmas Day, and then a couple other randoms, maybe 5 max.
$112 million in advertising for Netflix.
Okay, there's a correlation to this. My buddy Scott Banks sent me something early this morning from Denver, and it was a guy breaking down what's going on right now. You know, we've talked about the regular consumer, us, and what we've got to pay for the NFL. I never thought about this. You know, people like walk-ons and Buffalo Wild Wings, they're going to be fine, although they're going to spend an extraordinary amount of money on having all of the different streaming services and Sunday Ticket. But the mom and pop sports bars,
it's going to be tough.
They're gone. The average, what they said is it will cost an average bar. I'll just give a quick shout out to a place like Paramount. It's going to cost him $40,000 for one location to have everything.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
You can't.
You don't make that money back.
You can't make it back.
Yeah.
So what do you
Because
do?
for those that don't know, I know you guys know this, but some of our listeners may not. They don't pay $13 a month for Peacock or something like that.
They
have to pay
per seat, but then there's other things that go into it now and this guy laid it out. And, you know, if it's interesting enough, this guy did a really in-depth video of everything, all the different costs, but it came out to, on average, $40,000 per location.
Now, do you know, Jim, the answer to this? Is that just in-game advertising? Does that count the pregame shows and all that? Because those are big money makers for the networks, too.
Sportico says NFL advertising.
NFL, yeah. So they may include the pregame shows, but you know what that also doesn't include for the networks is, take CBS, for instance, 60 Minutes gets a massive audience simply because of where they are located.
That's right. Lead in and lead outs. It's called in the business. Nationally, this from Yahoo Sports Today. Those numbers from Sportico. This from Yahoo. U.S. sports viewership is going gangbusters right now across the board. Most watched NBA Finals since 1998. Most watched Stanley Cup playoffs ever on ABC. World Cup viewership right now is up 152% compared to 4 years ago on Fox, up 152%. And the most watched opening weekend ever of the College World Series on ESPN, the most watched Women's College World Series ever, the most watched WNBA broadcast so far. And we're not even back around to the sports that most people care about, the NFL, college football.
It's very
college
interesting
basketball,
because
and Major League Baseball.
we do have so many different options out there. But I'm right there in this. Like, I don't think I've ever watched this much World Cup. The College World Series I've watched, you know, I mean, this is probably the most I've watched in a while. The NBA playoffs, 100%. And the Stanley Cup. So, like, I'm right there on board. This is weird, though. I don't know what the correlation is.
You're following the trend. The trend is the television networks, the network shows don't bring viewers in anymore. So it's all about live programming. And we yearn for live programming. We yearn for
but we had live programming last year, you know? Like, we had the College World Series last year.
They have tweaked the way they rank these now, Arbitron and Nielsen and all the viewerships with the streamings and all the platforms. So the numbers are slightly boosted because it's a different way of figuring it. They changed their BCS formula a little bit, if you will. So it's given a little false boost, but we've said it. All you have to do is go look every year at the top 100 most watched shows on television, and 97 of them are usually sports, and 94 of those are usually the NFL.
Do you think you could guess the most watched network program right now, not sports?
It's probably like Dancing with the Stars or some reality show.
I am going to say...
And this is from the 24-25 season because the 25-26 season isn't over yet. So
okay, so the 24-25 year.
These are the two. The top of the network ratings charts for the 25-26 season so far.
That is not sports.
Hang on. Don't look. No, it is not sports. Don't look much different from how they did last season. These are the top two shows racking up big audiences.
Yeah.
I would think the reality, but I don't know.
So we're taking out President Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, none of the one-off stuff. These are actual network-produced shows, and they're not news. It's not like World News Tonight or something.
These are scripted shows.
These are scripted shows. You will, if you could guess.
Maybe
I'll give you, if you could get one in the top 5, I'll reach down in my bag and the first bill I pick, I'll hand it to you.
Blue Bloods.
you are out. I don't even know if Blue Blood's still on. Is it still on?
One of the NCIS's.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Was Blue Bloods the show that
Tom
Selleck, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
Donnie
thinking it was
Wahlberg.
a different show that got memed on because they did a promotional for it, and a meteor strike happens.
Yeah, no, the only reason Lance says Blue Bloods is because, like me, the way I know what's on network TV is what they promote during the football games.
So does this count The Voice and
well, it may, but that is not it. I mean, I'll tell you, it's not.
It sounds like he
is scripted.
Reality shows out. I think some are scripted, but when you said scripted, I have no idea.
I can't even tell you what one's about. Like, I can tell you what one's about, but I can't tell you what the other's about.
I've got no clue.
Number one is Tracker on CBS.
Okay, this is the guy.
The guy from This Is Us.
This Is Us. He missing people that are lost.
Well, they debuted it right after a Super Bowl a couple years ago, so that probably helped.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have his shirt on a lot, so it draws in a lot of
It averaged 13.9 million viewers. High Potential on ABC is number 2.
No idea.
It got no. I couldn't even tell you if you tell me what High Potential's about. I could not have told you it was on ABC. Number 3 will blow your mind. I cannot believe this is the 3rd best show last year. Matlock on CBS. And it's
with Kathy Bates
playing Matlock.
Yeah. Where's Queen Latifah as the equalizer?
That's done, I think. Dancing with the Stars is the highest rated. It was number 6 last year.
That is a little television rating and advertising conversation there. When we come back, we'll get back to college football and what Cody Campbell said. Whose decision was it to pull the plug on Brendan Sorsby? Cody Campbell chimes in on that. And some other interesting college football news. Why would you leave USC football to go to Georgia? We find out why one guy left. That's coming up on the show. That's being brought to you today by the great folks at Odie's, where you can swing by and have a wonderful chili. It's cold enough for chili right now.
It is in the 70s, and they do have fantastic chili there. All the food from Rodney Davis, been doing it for almost 4 decades now. Fantastic. From the wings, the burgers, the sandwiches, ice cold beer buckets, full of the Bud Light. Of course, they've got live music every Friday and Saturday night. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, a good place to watch the College World Series, all the World Cup action. Stop in, see Will Haver, that fantastic staff. 2 locations for you. The original in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. It's Odie's Tavern.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. I'm telling you, it works, folks. You always hear a lot of things advertised, and you may try them, and you're like, boy, that's not what you said it would be, Jim. This absolutely is one of the 100% guarantee, man. I'm telling you, it worked for me. I truly believe it would work for you. Planforme.com, planforme.com. Leslie, her board-certified team can help jumpstart your weight loss. If you adhere to the plan, it'll work. And they've got a variety of different ways. Maybe you want to do injection therapy, very popular right now. They've got a variety of that. Maybe you want to do meal replacements just to make it easier on you. They've got that. I use protein bars to keep from bad snacking, and that's what works for me. Find out what works with you. There's no cookie-cutter plan. There's no contracts, and there's no sign-up fees, and that first consultation is free. Planforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alex and Shunnarah trial attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alex and Shunnarah trial attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Hey, before we hit the spotlight, Tyler, let's do a U.S. Open leaderboard update brought to you by Hoover Toyota. Tell us about Hoover Toyota first, LT, and then Brownie's going to update us on a changing leaderboard at the top. The UAB player Graham McDowell was there for a while. He is not there now. And a couple others have fallen off that first page.
Is Patrick Reed impossible to pull for? I've got him as one of my four. He looks like an apple today. He's got massive red shirt on. Hoover Toyota, though, if you're in the market for car,
they've got
SUV,
red apple.
They do. Yeah, they've
truck.
They've got some really good looking. I saw a really cool looking green RAV yesterday. I met an older couple in the grocery store. Very random. They came up to me, 90 years old probably.
The Tundra that I test drove was candy apple red. It was a great looking truck.
The trucks, the SUVs, the cars, I mean, their inventory is some of the best out there. Located conveniently Highway 150. To view that inventory, HooverToyota.com.
Sam Burns and Ludwig Oberg.
Hunker down.
Love it, Sam Burns, LSU. Ludwig Oberg is a Texas Tech guy, though. Guns up. He's one of the more likable Texas Tech guys. 2 under par. They are the leaders right now. Brooks Koepka, 1 under par. Patrick Reed, 1 under par. Rory McIlroy, 1 under par in a group there that includes Andrew Novak and Ben James, and also Christopher Wrighton, who is Norwegian by birth. He's a guy that Zach was talking about in the chat room. His grandfather is a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. So this is a guy that comes from a lot of money, and he's trying to make it as a professional. He's had some success.
That helps.
You think he has good clubs?
I would imagine he's got anything he wants, Jim, if your grandfather's a billionaire.
If I asked you guys right now, better chance Sam Burns finishes in the top 5 of the U.S. Open this week or this weekend, or Lane Kiffin goes to the semifinals in the college football playoff this year?
I'd take Sam Burns.
I think I would too.
I'm already seeing Sam Burns in 200. So.
I would take Sam Burns for this year, but in the next 5 years,
next 5, yeah.
Sam Burns wins the U.S. Open or Lane Kiffin wins a national championship, I would take Lane Kiffin.
I think I'd take Sam Burns there.
I'd take Sam Burns for a major. I don't know about the U.S. Open if you gave me all 4 majors. Yeah. So you think Kiffin will win one?
I don't necessarily, but I don't think he doesn't win one. It's LSU.
Yeah, you're saying you can't count him out, but
Yeah.
It is LSU.
No,
I mean,
that's what I
is-
said.
It almost would be.
But you just pulled a riddle there. You were like,
I couldn't figure that one out. Yeah.
I mean, just give us an answer. Is he going to win one? Yes or no?
Have you listened to Brown for 17 years? He walks the middle line better than anybody I know. He should be running for Congress or the Senate. Actually, you'd be a better senator than Congress.
Would you think so?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You would never deal with politics, would you?
I just don't want the headache.
You'd be good at it.
I do think I mean, this is a very arrogant thing to say, and I don't mean it arrogantly, but you said it first. I actually think I could do it.
Yeah. No, I think you could too.
I mean,
and being arrogant is part of it.
There are some very incompetent politicians.
There's no
out there.
doubt. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, and that's not a political statement. That's both sides.
Oh, it's both sides.
Yeah,
Trust me. Yeah.
It is. It is idiots arguing with idiots.
Yeah, a lot of times
about things that just don't matter. That just doesn't matter. I mean, listen. I've been in sports for how long now? 35 years.
Okay.
I've yet to come across a transgender athlete.
Right.
In all my coverage here in the state of Alabama, I've come across 0 in my life. We talk about that subject more. I mean, please let me go buy a hamburger, French fries, and a Diet Coke for less than $23 before I worry about something that has impacted my life 0.0% of the time. So let's figure out the things we're going to argue about first.
Can we make a one of those AI campaign videos that's been just littering YouTube lately?
Oh, for me?
For you, yeah.
Yeah, Dunaway did it back when he was at CBS 42.
The worst campaign ever.
Yeah, for governor, right?
It was for president.
President, yeah. Dunaway for
I think
president.
we played it on the air one day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, horrible campaign.
Yeah. I mean, you make one if you want. But.
Unless anybody who put that campaign together at CBS 42 is listening, then I thought it was really crazy.
Y'all did great
What
work.
would be your cheesy campaign slogan in the ad?
Mine was Save College Football. Ironically, we're about to get to a guy who really wants to do that.
Yes. Wow, you were way ahead of your time.
Yeah,
It said college football.
Just didn't have a
Can
billion.
we rip off UPS? What can Brown do
What
for
can
you?
Brown do for you? Yeah. Probably get sued for that one.
Yeah. That's more advertising.
Yeah,
though.
Brown's
Your
so full of
campaign.
shit. Brown's so full of shit, it's in his name.
Josh Pate is a self-proclaimed storm chaser. And until last night, I don't know if anybody really believed he was a storm chaser. I mean, he would go on these events and look at clouds and everything. But last night on Josh Pate College Football, his social media, this is from his X account, Josh Pate, and I forget who's riding with him. Forrester, do you know who he's in the car with? Who I think is playing the role of Stan White and screaming.
Oh, my God!
Yeah. Do you know who he's in there with?
Hang on. I'll get it in a sec. Here, Brad Arnold. He is a storm chaser and content creator, a UAH grad.
No, how about
so
that?
Brad is a Alabama Huntsville grad, loves hockey. And then Josh Pate College Football, who is the commissioner of college football. But during the summer, he doesn't do shows occasionally. He's off chasing storms. What state are we in last night?
They are in Illinois.
Illinois. Big Ten storms last night for Josh Pate, and it sounded like this.
Pull off. Go. Left. Come on.
Scary house, by the way.
It's right behind us. We got a house. Go. Turn around, please. Slow right here. Stop. Oh my God! Huge wedge tornado. Oh my God! Listen to the roar. Turn the car this way.
That is a monster tornado.
Yeah, Josh has done a really good job of building his brand and getting to a point. I would hate to see it go away quickly with
Just married.
Yeah.
I don't know what Savannah thinks of this. But
I'm sure he's got a nice insurance policy now. But
I think those guys know where you can stay. Like there's a certain, and I don't know enough about it.
If we got James Spann on right now and asked him what he thought of that video right now, what do you think James Spann would
very
say?
irresponsible. I mean, look, you can't, you say, and look, I agree, but I mean, weather is very unpredictable, especially at the last second when something can literally shift on a dime.
Trust me, I would not want to be there, but I think
and Lance and I are saying this for love, out of love for Josh Pate, not criticism of Josh Pate.
I mean, I think he's insane. I don't think
I said very loving.
I would hate to lose Josh Pate, is what we're saying.
I don't want to lose him either.
Now that he's proven, yes, I am a storm chaser, I wouldn't do it again. You got the video to prove
That's
it.
right.
I'd stay away from it.
Yeah. Sometimes when there's severe weather, I watch James, and they'll have people out chasing the storms for video, and he'll say, look, they know where to stay to be safe.
They stay behind the storm.
Well, I think they were kind of behind. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. All I know is...
Did you not see the debris like 100 yards away?
They felt too close for my comfort, for sure.
I'm more worried about that house, that scary house right there, made it look like somebody could come out and wear my skin out of that house. Here's the video again. Look at that house. I don't want to be near that house. Forget the storm. Get me away from that house.
Scary in a cornfield?
Yeah.
Is that the cornfield where Pate counts down college football days?
Look at that.
I mean, I don't.
Now, you're telling me that it's moving away from them, you believe.
I think.
That debris is sort of twisting around.
I do think it is moving away from them. I think they're to the, if I've got my bearings correct, and I could be incorrect, I think they are to the southwest of the storm, which is where you have to be safe.
Like, I'm not even comfortable getting in a car when we've got tornadoes in the area and driving the opposite way.
I've just lived through too many. I've lived through too many in this state that have, thank God, not directly impacted me, but have impacted too many people and have been too close, that I just don't really want to get close to one.
To Lance's point, you see all that wood and stuff up there?
Yeah.
That is somebody's house or barn or fencing.
I know.
Or shingles.
Yeah. You get one, like, I mean...
A 2x4.
Yeah.
Through the window.
A brick, anything. Yeah. Lights out.
I think, unfortunately, we've lived through so many here. I'm not saying I've become numb to them, but I am far more numb than when I was a kid. I will never forget. It is an indelible memory in my mind. What people around Calhoun County call the Sky City tornado. There was a store in Oxford, Alabama called Sky City.
Was that the church?
No, I was out of town for that. Okay. That's Palm Sunday. But there was a Sky City there was a tornado that hit the Sky City in Oxford, and I will never, ever, ever forget as a kid my parents dragging my brother and I down to our basement. We had an underground basement, and having the radio on, probably WDNG in Anniston or WHMA or something like that, and getting reports, and they were reporting the tornado hit Sky City, which is not particularly close to Sachs. But it was close enough as a kid. It scared the you-know-what out of me.
Because you knew where that was.
See,
I'd been there before.
And there were people in Sky City, and, and anybody my age will remember the Sky City tornado in Oxford. That's what everybody calls it.
See, I was numb tornadoes until 2011.
No, that was...
Not me.
Yeah, I mean, I just never really... I was like, we have a ton of them. It's obviously a big deal, but I never feared until after that. And I was like...
Because it never feels like it goes through Homewood, Vestavia, and Mountain Brook.
Well, I am now, I'm in a different spot.
That one time, it did a little damage at Cahaba Heights.
That was that same day, April 27th.
But it just didn't seem like Homewood. That's not a normal track. But I'm down in Alabaster, and growing up as a kid, and up through Centerville, it just felt like it always came. It wasn't Tuscaloosa where it always comes.
Well, your home was on wheels. It goes for that.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I moved in with my grandparents. One of many, but I moved in with my grandparents because they had a basement. And we'd get down there and listen to the radio. But one time we got caught, and I think the name of the store, the old timers in the chat can remind me if this is a store or not, but I feel like I was in a place called Elmore's. Was that a store?
I don't know.
Elmore's. But it was big. It was a strip mall before I knew what strip malls were. And the Western was in the same parking lot, an ice cream place, and a laundromat. But Elmore's was the big store there. And it was like, basically it was like basically it was a Home Depot.
Yeah.
Before there were Home Depots. But it was a big glass front with Elmore's cursive writing up top. And we were there in the Alabaster Shopping Center, and we had a tornado on the ground. So we all went to the back of the store, away from the glass, and we got down, crouched next to a wall, and like they taught you to do back in the 70s. And we came out when it had passed, and windows were broken. But the big Alabaster Shopping Center sign that, made of nothing, plastic, but all the letters were off of it. Like it had blown all the letters off of it and stuff. That was scary. That was scary.
And they're just so, like the one that hit Shoal Creek. It hit James' house, actually. That storm itself actually flew right over my house before it got to James. And I remember watching, and we had watched it all the way from the Mississippi line, you know, coming right at us. And for a long time, you could tell that one's tracking right at my neighborhood.
Hit Brook Highlands, right across the street from where I was living
Eagle
at the
Point,
time.
you know, our buddy Roney, I think, did some damage to his house down in Eagle Point, and so many others. And at the time, I was on DirecTV because of full circle because of Sunday Ticket, right? I was still on DirecTV. And I didn't account for the fact that, hey, dummy, when the tornado gets to your house, you're going to lose DirecTV.
Yep.
So we lost it, and it went out. And when it came back, it was hitting Shoal Creek. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go upstairs and look. This ain't going to be good. We didn't have a leaf down in our yard.
Yeah, what year was that?
That's going to be tough on me. 2022-ish,
Yeah, because I think it was Forrester that sent me a text. It's coming straight for you.
Yeah, that was the day, yeah.
I said, I remember because we have 3 bicycle helmets, and I had both kids and Maggie. I don't think we were on this format yet when it happened. Because I was still in the house. And I sold the house.
I thought we were.
I thought we were, but I could be wrong.
I sold the house to be part of this up here, and
you know what? I think you're right because
I don't know if it was during the pandemic, but maybe it was.
I remember. Yeah, I think you may. Either way, it doesn't matter. But I just remember, you know, there's not a leaf down in my yard. Right down the street, there are houses.
Same way.
It's just crazy.
Nothing happened in my yard, but Herdmont Park got destroyed.
Yep.
And then Eagle Point, which that's basically a curve around my neighborhood.
That's right. That thing lifted right over my house and then dropped right back down in the back of my neighborhood. And I mean, those things are just, to your point, that's how unpredictable they are.
Hey, we'll do the spotlight in the next segment. Tyler, spotlight in the next segment. Give me the Josh Pate thing one more time, cut number 13, just to relive it one more time with our buddy Josh Pate. This look back at what we just showed you, being brought to you today by our wonderful friends at Inverness Country Club. Tell us about Inverness Country Club.
ICCalabama.com. That's the way to go. I played 18 holes out there at Inverness Country Club yesterday. I love going out there. You can too. Make it your club home at Inverness Country Club. Erin is the beautiful, beautiful woman that will give you a tour of Inverness Country Club. 205-991-8608.
Is that in the script?
991-8608. I added that. We love Erin.
Okay.
She is. She did not say, call me beautiful. When you go on the tour, here's what you're going to find. You're going to find a great golf course. You're going to find a beautiful clubhouse, great food. Tennis facility is being redone right now. When it's finished, it's going to be top of the line. That resort-style pool with a cabana. But the one thing that you'll learn at Inverness, the people are what makes Inverness Country Club. So if you're looking for a club home in the Birmingham area, Inverness Country Club, ICCalabama.com, ICCalabama.com. Inverness Country Club, the best days happen at Inverness.
I, too, think Erin's beautiful, but I also think she's smart and also very funny.
She's also very funny, too.
Yeah, I just don't see her looks, Brownie.
Beautiful, Jim, encompasses more than just physical appearance.
I thought you were a beautiful, beautiful golf course, and then you dropped Erin on me. I was like,
you know, sometimes when you don't have a script and you just go off the cuff, you paint yourself in a corner.
I will tell you. I mean, like, Luginbill's coming up next. When Luginbill's on the road, he may need neurology centers of Alabama.
I'll tell you, Inverness looks better than Shunnarah. I mean, that is a shitty looking course.
No, that's a beautiful course. Beautiful.
I see what you're saying, Lance.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that course is beautiful.
I mean, there is beauty. There's beauty in that style of course to me, but I understand what you're saying, Lance. It's
a seaside. It's just a seaside course. I mean, I think it's beautiful for a seaside course if that's what you like.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, guys, the Eagle Point Double Oak Mountain, that was March 2021.
2021. Thank you for that. So it was before we started, just before we started. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm thinking of a different one that hit Eagle Point and.
Well, yeah, if Forrester texted you, we would have started this by now. So that was a different tornado.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, the one that hit,
or maybe it wasn't Forrester. I don't know.
It was somebody.
I remember I was holed up. It was just me and Ladybird.
Yeah.
There's another clue.
There's another timestamp.
Well, it's 2023, so I mean, it could have been the first couple of years.
Yeah. I was thinking of the one that devastated Herdmont Park and near the elementary school. Got into Eagle
that was
Point.
the 2021.
Ooh, I think it was before that because I was definitely still working TV.
Yeah, Because I still had a house.
With the Herdmont one.
Yeah, but you were working TV in March of 21.
Yeah, but
we hadn't tampered with your
Okay,
contract.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. March 21, we're not up here yet. So I don't think I sold the house until May.
Yeah,
so it could be March 2021.
Yeah, I didn't hear your name until like April of 2021.
Can I just point out? Can I just point out
how good of a name drop was that when you finally heard that name?
Yeah.
Can I just point out what we're driving home here is we get so many of them we can't even remember what years they are.
I know
that's the
still,
point of these tornadoes.
I've never been in a car. One more time, the Josh Pate thing. Tell me when you get the most scared, Lance. Ready, go.
Come on. Right behind us.
Well,
It's right behind us. We got to.
He's going to make me jumpy right there, Brad Arnold.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. And I'm like, we're going the wrong way.
Yeah, we're going at it.
Yeah.
Or I just would have taken a left and just.
So none of the screaming is Josh Pate.
Huge wind tornado! Oh my God! Listen to the roar!
Yeah, that would drive me crazy. This is like the Philip Seymour Hoffman character in Twister.
Turn the car this way.
All right, I'm going to text Pate. You don't think any of that yelling is Pate?
It did not sound like him.
With all the different legal challenges that were going
I'll text him and find out.
Yeah. All right. We're getting our way to the top of the hour. The show being brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. They bring you the viewing menu today. Tell us about Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, the doctors Michelson, Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. I got the procedure done in 2003. I wore contacts for over a decade. I was wasting money each and every year. If you wear the contacts, you wear the glasses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Stop procrastinating. Make the phone call. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round Cynthia. She will hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Might have a weird double feature tonight. Not sure. Kind of might stay away from the theater, honestly. I've had this weird feeling all day that I'm going to be horribly disappointed by both offerings today. But maybe not. I don't know. Toy Story 5. The gang faces an existential threat when the toys get replaced with a lily pad tablet. And Jessie, the cowgirl, is going to be the main character in this one, is what I've heard. And also Woody is balding.
Oh, no. Wow. Age comes for all of us.
I mean, they always do a good job with these, but now that I'm out of the kid realm, if I ever get into the grandkid realm, I'll probably go back to it, but I got no desire.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you.
I feel like I need to see it just to have an opinion on it, but I really don't want to. It's got a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, though. I feel like Disney makes movies more for 30-year-olds now than they do for kids.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And I think some critics might be a little hesitant on crushing Toy Story.
Yeah, that too. They don't have that hesitation with any other animated movie, but if it's the mouse is paying for it, then you watch your tongue.
I think there is something behind that.
We've also got the death of Robin Hood, where Robin Hood will be grappling with his violent past and getting a chance at salvation when he meets a mysterious woman and a young girl. Got Hugh Jackman, Bill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård is Little John. It's got a 78 on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which for a movie that's opening today, not great. Not great for a movie that is just opened.
Yeah, I still want to see it. I'm intrigued by it, much like Luginbill. I think Hugh Jackman is a very talented guy, and I like Skarsgård, and I just like the theme of this movie. Whether or not it'll be good, we shall see. I doubt I'll go see it at the theater, though.
Yep, and then finally, not finally, I got one more after this. Netflix has a new series. It's a psychological thriller called I Will Find You. Stars Sam Worthington, who plays David Burrows, a man wrongfully serving a life sentence for murdering his son. When a startling tip suggests his son may still be alive, David breaks out of prison and plunges headfirst into, quote, a world of deceit and despair. And then finally, you got a great Tom Cruise double feature tonight on BBC America. At 5 p.m., you got Jerry Maguire, and then at 8, A Few Good Men.
Yeah. Both very, very good. I saw Arrival last night. I told you. I finally watched it. Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker. I just don't know how so many. There's such an intelligent person to be able to write something like that. Like, that's just next level to have that kind of creativity. I think you guys would really like
Arrival,
okay. Yeah.
Arrival.
I mean, most people think it is the closest thing to a extraterrestrial interaction that we will have, or it's the most realistic. I don't know how you would know that.
Yeah, really. How do we know it's realistic?
But
Well, that's what they said about Disclosure Day, and then I watched that, and it was just nothing.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you agree. I mean, visually, it's just really, really good. But it's pissing outside.
That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. New York Butcher gets us to the top of the hour. One more to go. Cody Campbell talking with the local TV station in Lubbock, KAMC, about the Brendan Sorsby decision, how it went down, and a little more college football coming up in our spotlight as well, including the future site of that Florida State-Georgia game, the home and home canceled. They're going to play at least one neutral site game. Surprising upset pick on the landing location for that game. Not Tampa, not Atlanta. We'll talk about that coming up as well. Tell us about New York Butcher.
I was in there yesterday. I saw our friend Jim. He said that you were in the day before, and he told you need to use those gift cards. I'm telling you, when you look at just price point of going out to dinner.
That's one reason I went, man.
What you can get at the New York Butcher Shop, and the quality of food is second to none. So, like, my favorite meal now is just doing the fillets. I do it on the iron skillet, and then I'll broil them. The whole process is like a 15, 20-minute process. Fantastic. Father's Day is here this weekend. What does Dad want? He wants steak. Aged prime certified Angus beef fillets, or ribeyes, I should say, the New York strips, porterhouses, T-bones, tomahawks, also the Japanese A5 Wagyu fillets. Stop in, see our friend Jim and the great staff of butchers. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at ryanbrownlive.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777. Or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Man, this is one of those days I'm actually looking forward to rain, and I may drive down to Champy's and get a big belly of fried chicken, in-house made sides, and then go home and take naps with World Cup playing in the background. It sounds like a fantastic day, doesn't it? Champy's Chicken's a big part of that. Destination lunch and dinner location, in-house made sides and desserts. And the people, man, Sterling and Megan and the folks that have been part of that location for 11 years on 119 in Alabaster just makes it a great place to go for lunch. Don't forget the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. Also good, also fantastic. Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Before you hit the spotlight open, Tyler, let's do another Hoover Toyota leaderboard update from the U.S. Open, because we have a new name or names at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka, back on the PGA Tour. Some still call him a LIV golfer.
Where you be, Bruce Koepka?
He has left LIV, is back on the PGA Tour. He and a big group of guys had 1 under. Christopher Wrighton, Sam Burns, Patrick Reed, also off the LIV Tour. He's playing in Europe right now.
Ben James is in the hunt, isn't he?
Ludwig Goldberg, Brian Harmon. That's SEC Power Dunaway. Brian Harmon, SEC Power.
That's, of course, Georgia.
Georgia Bulldogs. Ben James and Kaito Onishi, all at 1 under par.
Japan, right?
He's from Japan, yes, as the red dot and the white flag will tell you right there.
Where's that? Oh, on the screen?
Oh, Scott's got it on the screen?
Yes.
All those players at 1 under, and those are your leaders at the U.S. Open, presented by Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, if you're looking for the best inventory out there, on-site finance department is fantastic. The red carpet program, making sure you are a customer for life. Stop in, see our friends, Hoover Toyota, Highway 150. For more information, hoovertoyota.com.
All right. The College Football Spotlight
is presented by Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com, that is the place you go when you face any legal issue. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. And he's been doing it a long time, more than 25 years, right here in Birmingham. He's recovered more than $2 billion, billion with a B, $2 billion for his clients. That's the kind of success story you're talking about with Alexander Shunnarah. Whatever you face legally, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com.
Listen, I bragged about WKRG in Mobile earlier. Some great sound from Kalen DeBoer and Alex Golesh. This is KAMC and KLBK, everything Lubbock, out in Lubbock, Texas. And it's cut number 14, Tyler. Forster, do you still have the girl's name? The reporter, I want to give her credit. She'll be, she's the one asking the question. I think it's Jeannie Cates or something like that. The reporter there, KAMC, KLBK television out there, talking with Cody Campbell. She's like, man, let me get Cody Campbell on. And and ask him about the Brendan Sorsby. It's a whole interview, 24, 25 minutes.
Grace Gates.
Grace Gates. Okay, Grace Gates.
Boy, what a cluttered ass office, man.
For Cody Campbell.
Yeah,
not Grace Gates.
So here's the content that we're talking about now, about the decision on Brendan Sorsby. And you can tell the way Cody's talking. It sort of was Cody and Texas Tech's decision to move on now in the best interest of Brendan Sorsby. He explains it how basically they just ran out of time.
With all the different legal challenges that were going on from the Big 12, potentially from other places, there was no way to know with certainty that he was going to be eligible or that there weren't going to be additional sanctions placed on Texas Tech or anything like that. And so, we had to make the decision that, we went to talk to Brendan and said, look, it's probably not the best thing for you because you'd be taking some risks that you might not end up being able to play. It's not fair to your teammates, because, games that they're playing or their postseason could be threatened if you're to play. And, it may not be good for the university. And so, that was a tough thing, because he really, truly wanted to play. And like I said, he is a really good kid.
That's Cody Campbell there. So with all that legal stuff, Brownie, it was starting to stack up to where Texas Tech had to go to him and say, listen, for you, but also for us and your teammates, it's probably time for you to move on now.
Well, I'll tell you what the narrative is, true or false, it's still the narrative, is that and I'm saying this is a narrative and I'm saying this is what happened, but I'm telling you this is the narrative. The political favor that Texas Attorney General and senatorial candidate Ken Paxton gave his buddy Cody Campbell in Texas Tech blew up in their face. That is what opened the door for what is being called a genius legal maneuver by the attorney Matt Mosley was talking about yesterday to basically sue Texas Tech and the Big 12. By doing that, forced their hand. And that was why Cody Campbell and Texas Tech had to go to Brendan Sorsby and say, hey, look, we tried to pull a maneuver that was helping you, and it has blown up in our face, and we're at the end of the road with you. You got to leave.
Yeah, I'm almost like if I'm Sorsby, it gets tricky here because you are more than likely going to be eligible for the supplemental drafts. But I still think if he would have pushed forward, I think he gets full $5 million. And so that would soften the blow a lot.
Well, we don't know how much he gets to keep, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if he would have been like, hey, let's just go for this, I think they probably, would have paid him the full amount.
I do wonder what would have happened if Sorsby had told them, nah, I'm not really interested in the supplemental draft. I'll take my shot in next year's draft or being a free agent if this doesn't work for me.
Well, we don't know. He may have gotten the whole $5 million. They haven't released the details.
But I'm not necessarily just talking about the $5 million. I'm talking if Sorsby had said, guys, listen, I appreciate you pushing it this far. I'm willing to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Well, let's don't go to the supplemental draft. Let's stay in the game.
I think that soundbite told you that he didn't have that choice. They were moving on.
But if he did get a good significant amount of money, which I'm sure he did, the smart move was go to the supplemental. I mean, first of all, it was just complete shitstorm nonstop, but then you got to wait a full cycle without playing football for a full year.
Pete Thamel reporting that the July 10th workout, his sources tell him from the NFL, he says this on McAfee yesterday, that all 32 teams are expected to be there. That every team will send somebody.
Why not?
Everybody needs a quarterback. It's a quarterback. Even if you've got a starter, you need a good backup. And you can get this guy on the discount rack if he's any good. I mean, I don't think, if he dazzles in the workout, nobody's going to offer a first or second round, you wouldn't think. I mean, you would think third is probably the highest anybody's going to offer.
I mean, I could see an Arizona or a Miami if they think that this guy is going to be a franchise guy to throw a 2 out there. Because if you get a team that throws a 3, I don't know what happens if you get 2 that throw a 3. How does that work?
There's a lottery style, and it's based on
record from the year before?
Yes, it is based on record from year before, and there is more weight given to the worst records.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the NBA draft lottery. So if 3 people throw in a 3, if one of them finished, I think it's 5 losses or worse, and then it's 6 to 10, or 5 wins or worse, 6 to 10 wins, and then 11 or more
Well, I don't
wins.
know what you would be comfortable giving up. Again, I'll go back to the Rams. If they wouldn't have drafted Ty Simpson, I would have no problem with them giving up a second for Brendan Sorsby in this supplemental.
In the Dolphins' current situation, they went out and got Malik Willis as a free agent. If you're in that situation, like a 5, 6, or 7 pick is a roll of the dice in the normal draft.
Right. Yeah.
So I got no problem doing it right now.
We talk about that NFL decision of that very much. Thamel agrees with you guys. Most NFL guys are talking about second-round pick is what it's going to take to get him. Ron Slavin, the agent/attorney for Sorsby, started the conversation, and you heard a little bit of it with Mosley yesterday, which you can get on our Spotify and on our social media accounts, also here on YouTube. Slavin doubled down even after Mosley was on our show yesterday, talking to other media outlets about Cincinnati knew about all this for 2 years. How come there's no penalties going Cincinnati's way? And there's now discussions about an investigation into what Cincinnati knew and when they knew it.
I think you got to do it.
Well, Cincinnati's denying it.
Yeah.
Like they've been asked point blank and they're denying it. But I would assume that Brendan Sorsby, you sued me as Brendan Sorsby. It's going to be easy for Sorsby to say, hey, look, these guys knew.
Well, if in fact Cincinnati was the one that blew the whistle, guess who knows that? That's Texas Tech. And if you think they're going to sit quietly about it while Cincinnati doesn't suffer any penalties when they have, by their own choices, been drugged through the mud.
Oh.
They're the ones that set themselves up to be drugged through the mud.
Yeah, by the way, if you just cost me, let's say I only got a 1.5 of my $5 million I was expecting to
That's
get,
right.
and now I've got to go supplemental draft, which is going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars instead of being a first-round pick. I'm not going to be hiding any secrets about Cincinnati if I'm Brendan Sorsby. You know what I'm saying? Call me as a witness, please.
If he's still at Cincinnati and never has a flirtation with another program and signs for, $2 million, do you think we know about this?
Nope. I do. I think the things that are in place to catch it would eventually have caught it.
But do you think right now we would know about it? I
Maybe
just think it's
not yet,
interesting
but-
because I wonder if Cincinnati told him, hey, by the way, we've got, much like when Wilford Brimley told Tom Cruise and
yeah, I'd hate for your wife to walk to the mailbox
to get her
one day.
red book.
To get her red book. Yeah. And see this
But I
photo.
just wonder if they kind of gave him that heads up because at that point, if you're Sorsby, okay, well,
Really interesting, really interesting. We'll see what happens with Sorsby. Crane U can help you change your career, and then we'll talk about a couple of other college football things, including why you leave USC for Georgia if you're Zachariah Branch.
Hey, curious about that career in the crane industry. The first big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way, from first-time operators to seasoned professionals seeking recertification. Their industry-leading training programs are built for all experience levels. Backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise, Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. So one call you make and you are good. When you talk to Nicole or Francis, make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
Okay, were you surprised when Zachariah Branch left USC to go to Georgia when he did?
No, based on this, I thought Zachariah Branch, and a lot of people says this was self-inflicted. I didn't think he was utilized the right way after his freshman year under Lincoln Riley. And, the opportunity to win a national championship. It was realistic, him going to Georgia to win a national championship. Where he was in that moment in time, USC was not going to win one. So I really wasn't surprised. And Georgia did give him a ton of touches. A ton.
They did. So it helped his draft stock.
Yeah.
And who ended up getting him?
Zachariah went to, I'll tell you in one sec. And I thought they got a little bit
Falcons.
of a steal. Okay.
Wasn't it?
I don't know if it was the Falcons.
Was it the Falcons?
I think it is the Falcons.
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a steal.
Boy, he's only 5'9". I thought he was taller than
Oh,
that.
yeah, he's small.
Yeah, he's only 5'9". Third round, 79th pick to the Falcons.
He was on the St. Brown podcast with Amon Ra St. Brown and his brother. And he's on the St. Brown podcast. And one of the main reasons he left USC was basically they weren't taking football seriously.
What?
They had an incident in the weight room at USC that there was a lawsuit going on, and he wanted to get some extra catches after practice, but because of the lawsuit, couldn't take the jugs gun out of the weight room onto the field to catch passes because of the legal proceedings. Nothing could be changed about the weight room. So everything that was in there couldn't be moved.
It's almost a crime scene.
It's a crime scene, basically. Exactly right. And then he said this. somebody was lifting in the weight room and the weight fell on their chest and their neck. And then he talked about how he wanted to get extra work in after practice, including working with the jugs machine, but they couldn't move it because of that. And then he said everybody was always working out in the training room and in the weight room at USC. I couldn't get in there. And he goes, when I say everybody, I mean everybody. It's tennis. It's volleyball. It was a lot of hassle trying to find little stuff to build into my plan. I couldn't really find a way to build my plan how I wanted to work out and do work. It was a tough decision, but that is why I ended up leaving to go to Georgia.
Now this is
USC
yeah.
that the wide receiver of the football team is having to work around tennis.
And this is all Lincoln Riley era USC, right?
But,
tennis and who else?
You know, Chad Bowden just took this over as
yeah.
far as the general manager 2 years ago. So when he was leaving, you know, these are the things you hear and you get it right immediately
yeah.
if you're USC. Like there's got to be a separation between Olympic sports and what we're trying to do in football.
The weight room that Keelan Russell lifts in. How many tennis players step foot in that weight room, do you think?
Zero.
The weight room that Julian Sayin lifts in. How many tennis players? Yeah. I mean, the weight room Arch Manning lifts in.
But,
how many tennis players have even seen that weight
You know,
room?
there were other distractions. You know, Brock Heward said this a couple of years ago. It's more about what these guys are making. They're treating it more NFL. You know, when they lose a game, they really don't care. Hopefully that culture is changing. I believe from what I've heard it is, but you know, the proof will be obviously what happens this coming year because Lincoln Riley is running out of runway.
He is, and I'll take this one step further. If Zachariah Branch were playing for Nick Saban, and first of all, Nick Saban would have said, take the jugs gun out. You know, I don't care what the lawyer says. But even if he didn't,
go down to Academy and buy a new jugs gun.
Or he would have gotten all these other athletes Planet Fitness memberships.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Nick Saban would have told 5 GAs, y'all go through him a football until your arm falls off. When he's done catching is when you're done throwing. And Ryan Day would have told his GAs the same thing.
No, it's really sad, man.
I mean, that's just crazy to me.
If you don't have that commitment to the program, like I'd never heard that story. I mean, if that is factual, and I don't know why Branch would make that up. I mean, nobody's going to blame him if he's like, hey, look, I think I had a better opportunity to win a championship and they paid me more money. Okay, that's what everybody's doing right now. But to say that's your example on why you left Southern California, that's a problem.
Yeah, St. Brown podcast, if you want to go check it out.
I mean, if this were Cal or Stanford, you'd be like, yeah, that's why you're Cal and Stanford, you know.
And I do think Branch will have a better professional career, although he is so undersized. I think he will, the compliment with Drake London, Bijan. I mean, this Falcons.
He's got all the weapons.
Tua has been handed a extra gift here.
Yeah. Could be Super Bowl champions in Atlanta this year.
Stop it.
They're that good. Yeah. I mean, Crab, just go look at Brooks' list of the best players since 2000. It's riddled with Falcon players. Kyle Pitts.
I will, man. I would take a flyer right now on the Falcons to win the NFC South. I really would. Feel pretty good about it.
To win the South?
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't get any odds there.
Yeah,
who's the betting favorite to win South?
Your betting favorite's going to be Tampa or Carolina and then Atlanta. I mean,
but it's going to be really tight.
I mean, you
New
probably
Orleans will be way back.
Plus 180, 200, not a lot. But I just feel like that offense with Stefanski coming in now, if Tua can stay healthy, I think the offense can be really good.
Hey, not to hijack the conversation here, but did you guys hear whichever one of the Hasselbecks is on ESPN the other day? Tim. He said that Tua's not the guy.
He said still going to be Penix?
It'll be Penix.
Okay.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
I don't either.
I mean, I think you can see three quarterbacks.
Sounds like something Matt Hasselbeck would say, but okay.
With with the injury history of both Penix and Tua, I wouldn't be surprised if you see three quarterbacks start.
No, you're probably right.
Georgia and Florida State canceled a home-and-home series. They're going to play a neutral site game in 2028. Orlando was in the mix. Tampa was in the mix. Atlanta was in the mix. I think New Orleans was in the mix. And so, too, was Nashville, Tennessee. And that's who won the bid to host Florida State, Georgia, neutral site game 2028 in the brand new facility.
That's I'm sad to hear this because we lost an on-campus game for a neutral site game, which I don't like.
You sound like a Florida State fan. Wait, we spent all this money on the joke, and we're going to play this game.
I mean,
not home and home.
If you're a season ticket holder that is their ticket prices are going up for those new seats, wouldn't you say the same thing? I would. So I hate that we're losing on campus for neutral site. I wish neutral site games were done. Not the historic like cocktail party in Red River. I'm cool with those. Those are historic. I'm talking about at these NFL stadiums. But I am excited to see that Nashville is going to be very aggressive, it appears, in getting stuff at that stadium.
Well, and I think the fan bases can stomach, like, they don't want to go to Atlanta or Dallas, but if you're going to, when USC played LSU in Vegas, like Vegas, destination city, Nashville has become a destination city. So I think there are probably Florida State and Georgia fans that are like, that'll be a fun weekend.
Yeah, I hate it, though, man. I mean, more on campus, but we're losing all these conference versus conference rivalry, or not rivalry, but out-of-conference games. We're losing all the good out-of-conference games, and it's rare that we're going to get a Florida State and Georgia type teams playing. Let's at least play it on campus.
Yeah,
My gosh.
Nashville has lost their minds. You know, Nashville, I believe, will end up being a top 10 populated city in the United States in the next decade.
Where is it right
I think
now?
so, too. My friend Ann, who used to be at CBS 42 in the newsroom, she lives in Nashville. I think she's in real estate. And she was bemoaning the death of locally owned restaurants and bars in Nashville owned.
Can't afford the the square footage. I don't know what they would charge.
I think there was also some controversial tax on the Broadway business, or
I'm sure.
Yeah,
But this is just in Nashville. I don't know if it's right on Broadway, but it's in Nashville. And she's like, I just beg you, if you love the city the way it used to be, support local and make sure you're not spending your money with private equity. Apparently, a lot of these restaurants and bars that have opened up there are private equity funded and backed. And
I'm going to say if it's
the
got
local
a
mom and shops,
if it's got a country musician's name on it, it's probably private equity.
Where are they population?
What did you say they would be?
I think they'll be in the top 10. I mean, right now, I would say they're like 22nd.
They're 20.
I was going to say 22 is exactly what I was going to say.
They're 20 right now with 721,000 in 2025. The 2020 census.
Is that the metro? Or is that proper Nashville?
That's just proper Nashville.
Yeah,
I don't
see, when
think
you
I
get
can
into the
find
metro,
them. Yeah,
man.
but everybody's going to be metro is going to be
even
different.
proper, man. You think about, like, everybody wants to live downtown.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The 2020 census, they were at 689. So from 2020 to 2025, excuse me, they've gained 32,000 residents.
Give me the TV market, because that brings in Franklin.
TV.
It's top 30.
Yeah, it used to be like in the
50s.
Between 32 and 25.
Be closer to Birmingham.
Yeah, used to be. Yeah.
Your TV markets. Let's see. Nashville is 26.
26.
I mean, there's a lot of excitement with that, but would you guys want Birmingham to be growing like Nashville?
No.
I mean, there's some good things about it, though. That's also business and
the airport, direct flights.
Per capita, we've got a lot of job openings here in Birmingham, but that seems like they would have a lot of job openings in Nashville as well.
The cost of living.
I go to Nashville probably 6-7 times a year, and the traffic just gets worse and worse. I mean, like, their infrastructure is not growing at the pace of their population, and that's your problem.
I'm going Saturday, and I don't know if I'm probably Franklin is as far north as I'll make.
I do like Franklin, but it is busting at the seams too.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Little College World Series before we get to trash coming up in the next segment. Let's see. Was there one more thing I wanted to get to on college football? Oh, Jay Batt, $3 million a year to be athletic director at Kentucky.
He's a rising star, though, I think.
People were like, we're going to complain about the players and not the ADs. I mean, these guys are running million-dollar businesses. I'm okay with it.
He's the CEO of one business and the athletic director of another one. So, guy's got two jobs.
Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. Barstool sent this out a few seconds ago. The Knicks parade started at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. Before you show it, Forrester, you get around in New York City. The main way of transportation is, especially if there's big events going on,
Cabs?
is the subway.
Subway, okay.
Yeah, because the streets are just packed, right? You imagine with this parade, there's hundreds of thousands of people out to see this parade. So imagine you're getting off the subway, and now you're underground, right? It's the subway. Now you got to walk up those stairs to get up to the street level. What happens if the streets are full already above you?
No.
Take a look at this video.
Nightmare.
off the train,
nightmare fuel,
but can't get up.
No,
because there's no room up.
That is just a nightmare right there. Now you're stuck, and
And if you've been on those subways, you're not really close to the door yet. There's a long walk, and that staircase, there's still another one.
And they're not moving.
Turnstiles to go, right? And you can't turn around and go back.
Glad there's not a Spurs fan in the middle of that.
Yeah, really.
But I'm just saying, that is horrible, right?
That is horrible because I don't know what
Jimenez with that video.
I don't know what the temperature is in New York today, but that's probably nice and stuffy. There's no air moving.
Yeah, it has a smell of its own anyway.
Yeah, it's got a smell of its own.
God, what if you got to take a piss? I guess you piss on yourself?
Yeah, I guess you do.
Yeah.
Or worse.
So there you go. Go Knicks, win a championship and get stuck in a subway.
No,
now, that's just one. A lot of people are having a great time in New York today. But those people are not those people.
They are not in that group.
Yep. When we come back, College World Series, the surprising SEC team in the championship series against North Carolina. We'll hear about a great brother-brother moment and get to trash coming up on the show today that's being brought to you by the wonderful folks at Walk-Ons. Man, LT's there a lot. I'm there a lot. Brown's there a lot. It just starts, first of all, if you're a sports fan, the TV setup has always been the best, absolutely the best. Now you throw in the beer selection. I can't count how many beers they have on tap, right? One after another,
48.
after another, right? How many?
48.
48, LT says. I'm going to go count them. Feels more like 52 to me, but he says 48. And then you get to what the best thing at Walk-Ons is, and that's the food. That little Cajun flavor sports bistro food with the bone-in wings, and you get the unbelievable varsity burgers. I love the ahi tuna salad. It just hits the spot and fills you up. They've got it all at Walk-Ons. Great locations. The one closest to us off 280 is at Tattersall Park. If you're in Hoover, just off I-459 and Highway 150, that's the Stadium Trace location. And then the great community that is Trustful, Alabama, they've got their Walk-Ons too. Those are the three closest to us that are proud sponsors of the Next Round. Go by and say hi to Matt, Ken, and everybody at Walk-Ons. It's game on.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at jimdunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
All right, back with you. Before LT tells us about Hemphill, we're going to let Roback.com today. Both of us have Roback hoodies on. Do our favorite Jim fooled by Photoshop or not moment of the day. Roback.com first. TNR 20. Gets you 20% off. The great activity wear at Roback, Team Gear LT, but these hoodies, they're my favorite hoodies. I think I've got 4 of them. LT's, maybe I got 5 of them. I think I bought a couple. LT's given me 3 of them.
Yeah.
With his great relationship with Roback.
No, they've got, and look, I mean, you guys are both golfers. I've bought 2 of the golf shorts because I'm going to get out there sooner or later. Obviously not today.
You're not going to play today?
No. Great golf shirts, different prints. The belts, I've got one of the belts. Again, Chili and Bullet love their bandanas from Roback. Great bathing suits. Just go online right now. Very important, though, when you go to Roback.com that you put in that code TNR20 because you're going to get 20% right back to you. It's that simple. As we roll into football season, 72 days away, see if they've got your favorite team available. They are adding different programs each and every week right there at Roback. If you want to see your team and they don't have it, let them know. They've got a little section on that as well. But Roback right there, 20% with the code TNR20 at Roback.com.
Okay, so, sometimes when you get treated away at work, you take it home and you treat the people at home the way you get treated at work. So a few seconds ago, my wife in our family group chat texted me a picture, and I instantly fired back, "Come on, Maggie, it's Photoshop." This is what it was. We know where that fountain is off of 280, and there's a truck out in the middle of it, a SUV, with a guy standing on the hood. And I was like, "Come on, Maggie, it's Photoshop." The way you guys would say it, I used the Forrester voice.
That's right.
I was like,
"Come on, Jim.
Come on, Maggie. Go Sox. It's Photoshop." So Photoshop or not, Forrester? Give me Forrester's mic.
Well, here, I'm going to zoom into it here a little bit. Yeah. I'm
Photoshop.
I'm going Photoshop.
The car is too small for the lake.
Well, and the car is too far out.
Yeah, I don't know how a car would have gotten out there.
Like if
I never know how deep that is, though. Do you?
Yeah, it's like 4 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't look very deep.
But the thing is, if that's in the Gulf, you could see the current bring it out. But I don't know what would bring it out that far. So that's definitely Photoshop.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Photoshopped. On top of the fact that as people started sending it to the show, I've gotten it on Twitter several times. I went to all of James' Spann, and that's what that is reportedly from. All of his social media accounts and could not find that. So I do believe it is.
That was the fact checking that I did on it too.
Couldn't find it anywhere, Scott.
Those same fountains. We had a meeting with
it's on his Facebook page. I'm looking at it right now.
No, it's not. Is it real?
Yes, it's on his Facebook
I
page.
looked on his Facebook page, Brooks.
I don't believe it.
I just went to his Instagram.
Maggie gave me the name. I won't report of the guy.
It's about 4 posts down on Facebook.
Yeah, the guy at our church who was behind the guy when he drove in there.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys this because I had a meeting with a new client there on Tuesday in that area where all those offices are. And you guys know there's a ton of the geese out there.
Yes.
And I had heard from one of our friends last year that when they overpopulate, they'll get them together and they'll euthanize them. They'll take them somewhere.
I found video of the aftermath with the fire crews.
Wait a minute. We're not talking about the geese anymore. We're talking about the car now.
This is still the car thing.
Okay, this is still the car thing. No, they have to euthanize them.
Yeah, but there's none out there right now, so I guess they just rounded them up.
I don't know if they group euthanize, but maybe they have to. I don't know. Yeah, they're overpopulated.
Back to
all right. Now back to the car.
Yeah, ABC 3340 is live there right now on Facebook.
They're live,
and they're pulling the car out.
No, is it a live feed from 3340
on their Facebook page?
Okay.
Probably YouTube too. But
so in the Photoshop, not Photoshop game, where I now say Photoshop first, I end up being wrong about that now too. Show us the picture again.
I think you've got to try to put yourself in that situation.
I'm looking at the video now. They are dragging this car out of the water.
Here's Span's Facebook.
Okay.
With it on there.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry.
A car goes into the lake at Meadowbrook Corporate Park in North Shelby County of US 280. Our offices originally were almost over there. How many times did we drive by there looking for places?
There were some potentials there.
Yeah,
no doubt.
and that was before it started pouring rain. Now it's pouring rain, and they're trying to pull it out.
Yeah, reports indicate this was a medical episode that caused this to happen. Yeah.
I'm like Lance. I don't know how it got that far out in the water.
Yeah. Well, it just looked like the car was small compared to the lake size.
Yeah,
when
I
I saw it
agree.
originally, I thought people were making a joke originally that, oh, it's raining so hard now, look at the flooding.
But you can see the tire tracks in the photo. I don't know if Scott can manipulate the photo to make it.
Yeah.
You can see.
Oh, wait a minute.
I
It's
can
coming
see
from
him now. Yeah.
No, it's coming
came
from
up-
the other side of the lake.
Yeah, it came from like oncoming traffic. It looks like.
So it came all the way across the other lanes and went into the lake. Yeah, because
you can see them at the top of the screen.
The tire tracks are at the top of the screen. If those are the same tire tracks, now that could have been the mower yesterday or something. But
I don't know. Those look like car tracks.
Man, it's amazing how dicey 280 gets. You know, one of our buddies from the New York Butcher Shop got clipped the other day. I don't know if you guys heard about that, and did like 3 flips.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, occasionally I see some massive accidents on 280.
For is
Just
slow.
yesterday, somebody cut across 3 lanes of traffic and nearly hit me.
Oh, that's every day.
Crazy. Anyway, hope everyone's
a
okay
normality.
there. Not Photoshop that picture there if you're familiar with the area. That was our Roback Photoshop Day question of the moment. Roback.com, TNR 20. Hemp Hill Services. Before we go to trash, tell us about Hemp Hill.
Yeah, our friends at Hemp Hill want to remind you they are the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues, home or business. They are ready to serve you. Call 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Adam, Chad, Andrew. The guys there are waiting your call. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
By the way, you know what position Oklahoma finished in the SEC this year?
7th?
11th.
11th. Are you serious?
11th.
They're in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, they ain't 11 no more.
I mean,
2 wins away from a national championship. They finished 11th.
Well, I'm sure Alabama fans look at that like Alabama going into that first matchup was slightly favored. It flipped last minute, but I'm sure Alabama fans are like, damn, that could have been us.
Yeah, and 10 other SEC teams. It could have been. So it's Oklahoma who has made it now to play North Carolina best-of-3 series starting Saturday, 7 o'clock ESPN, Game 2 Sunday, 1:30 ABC. If there is a Game 3 at 6 o'clock on Monday, UCLA in 2013, the last team that went unbeaten, if there's a sweep in the best-of-3 series, neither one of these teams have lost so far in the tournament. So it's been a long time since we've had somebody go without a loss. But we're a sweep away from that happening. North Carolina is a heavy favorite. But a wonderful story. Colby Branch played on Georgia. Kyle Branch played on Oklahoma's team. Yesterday, they played against each other at the College World Series, and Kyle's team goes and plays for a national championship. But Colby gets up at the last at-bat, and he hits a home run, his last ever college at-bat ever. We can't show you the video because it was on ESPN, but as he rounds second base, he daps up his brother Kyle. It was a big moment. Here's Colby after the game.
What was that moment like for you, and do you plan on staying throughout the weekend rooting on the Sooners?
Yeah, I think
such unbelievable. We can't script it up any better. You kind of you're down, eight runs. So you're just trying to have a good at bat, and you kind of have those emotions flowing through you because it's your last one most likely. And I got to pitch up and drilled it, and then I saw Kyle, and he was out there. He was smiling, and just it's a good moment, and got him to high-fived him, and that was kind of cool. Wish him luck in the national championship.
That's really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Really
Even
cool.
cooler. As
Put it over the total, by the way.
You see the post game right there, the celebration of the two brothers hugging, and some other Georgia players out congratulating him. But even better, people not involved in the game on either side. The umpire, afterwards, the home plate umpire, found the Branch family in the stands and gave them the official scorecard that the umpire keeps that has both the Branch kids on it from the College World Series, suitable for framing in their house.
That's really cool. I saw an interview with his dad where the umpire was like, this is something we never do, but we've never really done anything like this, where we've done a College World Series game involving brothers on opposite sides. So this is pretty unprecedented, and we just wanted you to, have something you could remember it by. So that is really cool. I would definitely frame the heck out of that.
Yeah, that gets us to trash today. Tyler, you ready to hit it, man? Let's do it.
It's hard. We had just finished building our dream home, my wife and I. You could walk out our home and look at the Golden Dome. We tore down an apartment complex to build this beautiful home.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. We start first. China has unveiled a self-driving robot toilet that rolls up to your bed, handles the job, and then returns to dock to clean itself. Now, the device called I'm not even going to try it, Xiaobon.
I think it's pronounced Xiaobon.
Was shown off by a Chinese company at the 2026 Shanghai International Elderly Care Expo, where it quickly started making the rounds online for obvious reasons. Unlike a standard smart toilet, it is designed to move around a home on its own. Users can reportedly summon it with a remote or voice command, allowing the robot to drive itself to their bedside or another nearby location. Now, the device is aimed at elderly users and people with reduced mobility, giving them a way to use the bathroom without needing to walk to a toilet or rely as heavily on caregivers. I don't know about you guys. I typically get up about twice in the middle of the night, sadly.
About once, maybe twice a week, I'll get up once. Most nights I don't get up.
Good
Boy,
for you.
I hate it when I have to get up.
Yeah, that's why I almost wouldn't mind having this thing. Now it's $13,000.
Yeah, I don't want it that bad.
It's about 2:45 in the morning, my one time up. And then it usually is me having to pee again that wakes me up before my alarm, usually by about 10 minutes. And I always look at it like, God, could I have not had to pee for 10 more minutes?
Well, I try to be as fast as I can, too. I try to keep my eyes closed as much as I can. I do. If I have to get up, I do everything I can not to wake myself up.
Do you have, you turn on no lights or anything?
None.
Do you have sort of the feel of the wall getting to the bathroom? Me too.
Yeah, I've done it enough that I think I know where to aim.
Yeah, I hate being on the road. I hate being on the road.
Oh, that's the worst.
And you wake up that first night and you think you have it memorized to the room, and you walk into a wall,
headlong into the mirror.
Catch a toe.
Yes,
Florida man was arrested and charged with DUI after troopers say he was found with dozens of open White Claw cans in his car during a traffic stop on Saturday.
There's no laws.
Now, according to the Florida Highway Patrol, a trooper was on patrol along Interstate 75 near mile marker 280 in Pasco County when he spotted a speeding driver. That vehicle, a Honda Civic, was traveling at more than 90 miles per hour when it passed the trooper. Now, the trooper was able to perform a traffic stop and said that the driver was heavily intoxicated. In addition, 34 open White Claw cans were found on the passenger seat of the vehicle. The driver, identified as Connor Parody, 34 years old, of San Antonio, arrested, charged with DUI, blood alcohol level of 0.117.
What was the sugar count?
Oh, my God, a lot.
I have never had a White Claw.
You can't chug them. That's a lot to drink.
I'm going through my head of sponsors right now. I do not want to comment.
No, I'm not saying if it's good or bad. I'm just saying I've never had one.
I'm not
so
a seltzer fan at all.
Yeah, the seltzers don't really appeal to me.
Any of those seltzers, if you try to start drinking too many of them, it's so carbonation heavy.
Don't tell that to this man.
Yeah, he was hammering.
I don't like the high noons either, and I wish I did. They look fun. All the ads, all the people drinking the high noons are always having a good time. The White Claws, all those people seem to be having a good time.
TSA has
Give
shared
me a good Bud Light.
TSA has shared words of wisdom for World Cup tourists who may want to take bottles of ranch home from America this summer.
Why would you not?
Now, many European tourists have been documented their first ever trip to the U.S. this month to support their home nations in the 2026 World Cup. In the process, international soccer fans have discovered their love of ranch dressing. With that in mind, the TSA has reinforced its limits for how much liquid can be stored in carry-on baggage as it predicts an uptick in people trying to take bottles of ranch dressing home with them. Now, they are saying on X, many European travelers shared the signature American spots they discovered while visiting the country for an international soccer event. One Swedish influencer posted a photo of her sandwich and a plate of fries at dinner, alongside with the caption, "Why did no one tell me ranch sauce is like crap? All caps,
Crack.
Europe, we need ranch ASAP."
Crack.
Not crap.
Did I say crap?
Yeah.
Say crack.
Crack.
Can't you just get it? Can't you order it online and have it delivered?
I don't know. You've been to Europe more recently than I have, since I've never been. Can you get ranch in Europe?
I guess not. I didn't really. Something I didn't seek it out.
You were trying to be European.
I did see another person from the UK travel to Golden Corral and say they were mind blown by the experience, and they've never had food like as good as that before.
Well, their food sucks in England.
Yeah, so that was my point. Like, you got to be living like just an Oliver Twist kind of lifestyle, eating gruel.
Now,
for the Golden Corral
part of my trip, I thought the food was awful. It got better as we went. So I think you can, depending on the country you're in.
I think
you can find good food.
Your taste buds.
If I'm not mistaken,
I don't think it was that.
If I am not mistaken, this little girl here in this story announced that she would be spending Independence Day at the Floribama.
Yeah.
Now, if the
I've
photos
got an update,
of her,
by the way.
On her or Florida?
On Freddie.
Now, not to dog that out, but Brown, you would hate those onions.
I would.
The cheese is not melted on the sandwich, and the fries are dropped straight out of a freezer bag.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. I
So
love onion
Elsa
rings.
here is going to be at the Floribama.
That's what if I saw again. Could have been Photoshop, and I fell for it.
Believe it or not, there's bigger missiles at the Floribama than Elsa's.
I don't even know if that's her actual photo. She will be quite popular at the Bama.
I'm betting she doesn't look like that anymore. Taylor Hicks is coming up at the Floribama very soon, July 18th, I think.
Yeah.
I real quickly on Freddie, according to Pablo Torre and another investigative reporter, Freddie is a fake.
Oh yeah. Well, I told you that first time I heard it.
Boy, he's met a lot of people to be a fake.
I mean, if he was not
I'm
a
glad
fake,
we
he
found
would.
out after J.J. Watt gave him a $150,000 penthouse suite, and he's gotten free match tickets and merch.
Typical J.J. Watt.
There you go.
But this guy would have done videos to accompany everything.
Well,
You know
and
he
every
would've.
photo that shows him has his face covered. That was when I started thinking. So Pablo has investigated this?
Yeah, they've gone back, and the account that is now Freddie was posting some U.S. political stuff from U.S. things before this, and some hot takes on things before this, and so.
Yeah. By the way,
it's just Pablo Torre and this other guy.
How do you get the ketchup under those fries?
Under?
Look.
That is a good question. I don't know. But if Elsa likes
very good
ranch,
question.
I could find her 10 sauces in America that are better than ranch. If ranch blew her mind, well, I could really blow her mind.
Ranch is pretty solid.
That's good. But we got America, if we're known for one thing, it's good condiments. And I think we've got way better condiments than ranch in the United States.
New study suggests that people may be far more willing to eat insect-based foods than researchers previously believed, with many participants even preferring insect protein bars over traditional cereal bars.
That looks like roaches.
Now, researchers from Portugal set out to examine how consumers react to insect-based foods by measuring both Responses, personal opinions during a tasting experiment, findings presented at the Society of the Study of Ingestive Behaviors annual meeting, and challenge long-held assumptions that consumers instinctively reject foods made with insects. Now, 38 adults who had never previously tried insect-based foods took part in the study. Participants sampled both an insect protein bar and a cereal bar, while researchers monitored their brain activity and heart rates throughout the tasting sessions. Now, according to a news release on the study, researchers initially expected participants to have limited awareness of insect-based foods, favor the cereal bar, and show stronger reactions to the insect-based product. Instead, the results pointed a different direction. Quote, the researchers expected participants to have a low awareness of the insect-based foods, but they actually preferred this. They revealed that people were often more curious and receptive than expected. I don't know about you guys. I hear we eat like 8 spiders in a lifetime.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I got no desire to eat insects.
Yeah.
My daughter...
If we get to a point where to survive, we have to start eating like this, maybe I'll give it a go. But until then.
My daughter ate a cricket the other day, fried cricket.
That is.
What was the reasoning?
That is popular. Some places you go for the kids.
Yeah, she was at church camp, and apparently they had them fried up, and everybody was being, weird about it, and she just grabbed one and ate it for the laughs. So I said, how was it? She goes, yeah, it's not something I'd eat again, but it didn't taste bad. She's like, it was just kind of weird,
Crunchy and airy.
Yeah.
I mean, that just the presentation of the cockroach.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Their
cockroach is a little different than a cricket.
And there's got to have that, because you step on them in that gunk, that yellowish orange gunk that comes out. That's what you're going to.
That bile.
Lance.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Before we get out of here, one more thing, but Champy's Chicken brings you the final hour every day. You walk by there. Why start eating insect-based food when you have Champy's Chicken out there? You want people from Europe to fall in love with the South and with America. Get them some good Southern fried chicken from Champy's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. That'll make world peace really quickly. Brined overnight, cooked to order. Sterling's got the brine sauce down pat. 100% success rate. With people that roll in there, they love Sterling's chicken, the hand-cut chicken fingers, the in-house made sides. It is terrific. ChampysChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Everybody now has played one game at the World Cup. 15 wins, 9 draws in the first 24 games. 24 of 80 matches have been played, so everybody's played one game now. And the Americans are still alive for the World Cup.
Still 1-0, baby.
Really cool, baby. One of the 15 that have won. Harry Kane had a brace yesterday, 4-2 for England over Croatia. I cannot believe you guys are basically Texas fans now. You guys are buying into England. You think England's back.
Oh, they played well.
Oh, I've bought into them the whole time.
No, I think I'm ready to buy into the United States. I'm going to watch this Australia game Friday. I'll let you know after that.
Pulisic is dealing with a calf injury, but he's supposed to go for the U.S. against Australia tomorrow night. Today, already underway, not on our TV, South Africa and Czechia both lost. Then you got Bosnia and Swiss, a loss and a draw. Then you've got Canada and Qatar, a draw and a loss. But tonight, 8 o'clock main Fox, South Korea in Mexico playing host country Mexico, both coming off wins. Both in good spots to move on. But the winner tonight secures, right, Tyler? You secure, if you're 2-0, you secure a move on into the knockout round, right?
Correct.
Okay, so winner tonight secures a spot in the knockout. Doesn't mean the other one's done, but a good place to be with a win tonight.
Got to play on that one, by the way.
Oh, do you? Lance's lock?
Yep.
Interesting.
Sure do.
Yeah. I have a feeling Mexico not as good as we think they are right now, but we'll see.
My guess is, no, I'm not going to guess.
South Korea was a little underwhelming, weren't they?
I'll tell you, in my 4 teams that I drafted, my only team that didn't get a win was was Switzerland. And they had that draw late with Qatar.
Yeah. And now they're basically for survival today against Bosnia.
Yeah, I know.
We had that one day there were 4 draws. And Tyler walked in before the show started one morning and he goes, yesterday is why this sport will not take off in America. We had 4 draws in one day.
You're right.
And it's tough. And I told Tyler, I was like, hey, look, buddy, when we were kids growing up, college football had ties. I never understood it. I was like, why are we ending the game with the team?
But you guys remember, I remember the only tie that I saw where it felt like a win was when Alabama and David Palmer tied up Tennessee.
The Legion Field celebrated like Alabama had won the championship.
But other ties you'd walk out of and everybody just kind of looked at each other. It was like so uneventful. So I don't understand. Like penalty kicks, that's fun. Why not do that?
I don't. I
they
guess
do once we get to the
I know they do, but I'm just saying, why
I
not?
understand it, but yeah, when you got 4 in one day, that's a hard sell on the American sports fan that's not used to that.
9 of the 24 games had draws.
Yeah.
And I thought all 4 draws were great matches.
They probably were. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but you just feel underwhelmed as an American sports fan. We're just not accustomed to draws.
Yeah, if you need somebody to root for and celebrate a win, that was not a good day for you to watch because you could have sat there for 10 hours and not seen a single winner.
I don't see a single winner. Yeah.
Tomorrow will be fantastic, including the Americans playing tomorrow afternoon, day game in Seattle. And we'll talk about it tomorrow on the show.
I've answered one of the questions from earlier in the show. Scott's got the answer.
Okay. Give us the answer before we do the Hoover Toyota U.S. Open update before we get out of here. What's the answer?
So the question was, who was doing all the yelling in the Josh Pate video? So I go straight to the source, which is Josh Pate, host of the Josh Pate College Football Show, and ask him the simple question, were you the one doing all the yelling during the tornado video? Is any of the yelling in the tornado video from you? Josh Pate's response, you know better. I'm an assassin during chaos.
Yes. I did not think it was him. I thought he was the play-by-play guy and Stan White was screaming.
I'm an assassin during chaos.
Really good there.
Yeah, tell him his +1, his guy riding shotgun sounded like Philip Seymour Hoffman in the original Twister.
Oh, yeah, he's going to know exactly what that is.
He will. Yeah.
Hoover Toyota leaderboard update brought to you, LT, by our friends at hoovertoyota.com.
Hey, stop in, see him, Highway 150, beautiful location. You can always go online to check out the inventory and great on-site finance options. Go to hoovertoyota.com.
Ludwig Oberg, we have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this guy to break through in a major, and still very early, but he is looking very good at 2 under par through 10 holes in his first round. Has him with a 1-shot lead over a group at -1. Sam Stevens, Christopher Wrighton, Sam Burns, Patrick Reed, Ben James, and J.B. Holmes back from the dead at 1 under par through 6. So
I wouldn't think Oberg would hold on because I played 3 players. I took positions at Calshi on 3 players. Shoffley, Hovland, and Oberg.
I took a position on Gotterup, who might be the thickest man on the course.
I thought that was a good dark horse play.
Hey, so tell me that he's through 10. He's got 4 bogeys and a double. Is that good?
That's not great.
Yeah.
Scheffler for bogey here.
And he missed.
Oh, he pulled it.
Scotty's
See
not
2
on
over?
game. That moves him to 3 over right there.
Oh, wow.
We're already in Scotty Scheffler cut watch now.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to recover. He's between the ears. This guy is just a mess.
He's Jordan Speed.
Yeah, his caddy is being very quiet. He doesn't want to get that.
I mean, really, your goal is just get to even somehow in this round.
Well,
right?
they got him at +2. There might have been a scoring issue there, but yeah, get it back to even and you're happy.
It was a sweater issue. He just took the sweater off.
Right, it's starting to heat up.
Dang sweater.
Yeah, that wind is nuts.
Yeah.
All right, U.S. Open continues all afternoon long. That and the World Cup. Great viewing day of sports if it's raining in your area. Don't forget all of our content on all of our platforms. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.